Hey,
there
Dana.
he is. Hey, Dana, you look great.
Dana, credit to me.
He just got finished talking about you, so he's saying you look great now. He just got finished talking about your.
Well, no, I want to say to Dana, I'll say it to his face. Credit to me, Dana. Yeah, watch out, your tits are popping.
That's a bad angle.
Yeah, that's a bad angle.
Credit to me, Dana. I just asked Dion about Coach Prime, and I didn't call you an alcoholic.
You know what?
I'm not doing this.
Credit to me.
I'm not doing this.
Credit to me.
Dana, come back.
He's not a drunkard.
You know what he looks like? Bring him back on camera just for 1 second.
Credit to me.
Just come back on camera.
He cut the mullet for us.
Look, he looks like if Alexander Ovechkin got stung by bees.
Pardon my take, YouTube, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. Best podcast in the world. Like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. On today's Pardon My Take, we have a twofer for the people. We have Deion Sanders off his big win, Jackson State home opener, and also talking about Gilly getting a 15-yard penalty on the sideline. And then we have Logic, the rapper. Awesome interview with him. He's got a new book out. Go check it out. We have Mount Rushmore, the finale of Mount Rushmore season. We let Billy decide the topic, so just wait for that because it's very Billy and it's going to be very good. We have Hot Seat, Cool Throne, Guys on Checks or Guys on Chicks. What are we doing?
Guys on Checks today.
Guys on Checks. And, yeah, we're back at it, and we're brought to you by our friends at Dave & Buster's. From regular Friday nights to first dates and especially to watching the game with the guys, it all gets more ding, ding, ding at D&B's. Dave & Buster's has 40-foot wide TV screens so that you can get the best view of every game. Imagine watching the game at a regular sports bar on a tiny 12-inch plasma mounted to the other side of the room. No stoolie should ever stand for that. The beverage game at Dave & Buster's has always been strong, but now there's even more cocktails and beers to choose from. The best part is they now come in a tailgate-sized drink tower so all the fellas can enjoy. Dave & Buster's is the best place to watch a game. You can play games while you watch the game. You can sit down. You can have great menu, great beers, everything at Dave & Buster's. We are going to go watch a game at Dave & Buster's this year. We're going to enjoy the heck out of it, so go check out Dave & Buster's. It's the only place you should be watching games this fall because it is the greatest place in the world. It is heaven for adults. Dave & Buster's. Win some tickets, win some prizes, have some steaks, have some drinks, watch on their huge 40-foot TV screens. It's all at Dave & Buster's, so add more ding, ding, ding to your game day with more food, more drinks, and more screen only at Dave & Buster's. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take, presented by Dave & Buster's, the greatest place in the world to watch games this fall. Today is Wednesday, September 8th, and we're back, baby. That's it. We're back.
2 days in a row. I don't know how Mike and Mike did it every day for all those years, Big Cat.
We were just here. So not a lot has happened since we were last here, other than the excitement of like actually getting into post Labor Day. Like, this is truly the season. It feels good. It feels good. Like, summer's over. Sorry. Anyone who says summer lasts past Labor Day is a loser.
We're so fucking pissed.
Summer's over. We're so fucking pissed. That's right. No, it technically lasts till like the 21st, but if you're really going out there and like hitting the lake in late September.
Dude, you catch me in the Hamptons week 1 NFL season? No, thank you.
Nope. I'm done wearing white.
Yep, same with me. My booty won't be popping.
I think this is a sign of, me growing up in my age, but as, the vacation guy, the summer guy, this is one of the first years where I'm like excited that the summer's over and I'm excited for the fall to happen.
Whoa, Hank is mature. By the way, I think people have picked up on some of the clues, but Hank is definitely going through his quarter life crisis, and it's great. He's like got a trainer.
Yeah.
He's working on his golf game.
Wait, quarter. That
I would say that's more breakup related, but
okay, that's fine. All right, that's fine.
Works.
Yeah, quarter life. But quarter life is right around when everyone's like, oh, okay. That the time period between 26 and 29, everyone goes through a moment where they're like, wait, so what's the deal here?
Time to grow up, yeah.
Yeah, that's when I first switched to PPR, fantasy football.
Exactly.
It was a big
Half
change.
a point.
You never look back.
Huge.
Wouldn't Hank live till like 120?
Yeah, I was going to say, doing the math on that, Hank is basically like a Galapagos sea tortoise.
Yes. Well, quarter life, I mean, you just say quarter life. I mean, 100. He can live to 100.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
It's also...
He's got a trainer.
Yeah. How's she doing?
Dude, they don't know how long we're gonna live.
I think it's a HIPAA violation that I told you guys something off the air and you've just blown up my spot every show. I don't appreciate it
Think
whatsoever.
about this though. They don't know how long we're gonna live. We've never had a generation that has had all these medical advances. We could live forever.
I'm done telling you guys about my life.
Okay.
They think the first person to live to 200 has already been born.
Hell yes,
really?
Billy.
Do we know who it is?
What study
no,
said
we don't.
that?
But they know that.
Who said that?
So they've already been born.
There have been studies
Who
that have been
said
done.
that?
No, Big Cat, you didn't read the studies that Billy read.
It's a
It
statistic.
just came out.
But seriously, they don't know how long we're gonna live. I
No,
mean,
the
like
report-
our grandparents lived to their 70s and 80s, and they were eating bacon and eggs.
Unless they lived
90s.
around elevators, they had
Yeah.
a very, very long
true.
life expectancy.
That's true.
But no,
Splat.
right now I feel like it's been 77 years for the last 60 years. Mm-hmm. What's up, scientists? Like
Yeah.
I don't. That's why I don't trust this whole Billy football study that just came out saying
200.
200. That's a big gap.
I love it, too.
Did we just miss like 120 through 140?
Maybe
Because right now, the oldest person in the world. If you were to guess off the top of your head, how old do you think the oldest person in the world is?
110.
How old is Lou Holtz?
It's probably
It's 10 years older than Lou Holtz.
It's probably some like
Donnie's grandma's 3 digits.
yeah, it's probably some 4'5" Italian woman who's been eating pasta and drinking wine every day, and like she's just living off the land, and it's a beautiful existence. What?
The world's oldest person is 118 years old. It's Kane Tanaka of Japan.
Yeah,
Oh.
see, that doesn't impress me that
How
much.
tall? That's a good thing for you, PFT. Short people definitely live longer.
Yeah, because we don't have this mass to like pump all the blood through.
Their
It's
life is
it's
significantly
efficient.
worse
No,
because
not
they live their
true.
whole life as short people,
Not
but they
true.
do live longer.
Close to the ground, better pad level.
All right, so wait, what's his name? Tanaka?
Kane Tanaka.
And he's
She.
probably she is probably
Yes.
what 5 feet tall.
4'7".
Still looking.
What were you gonna say, Hank? Say it. Say it.
Say it, Hank.
No.
Say it.
Say it, Hank.
Say it.
Nope.
Just say it.
No.
What?
Nothing.
Don't rob the people.
Say it,
of
Hank. Come
this.
on. You've got to take.
I don't. I have nothing to
Don't.
say.
Oh my God, you're robbing the people.
You're withholding takes on this show now.
This is not fair.
Yeah, stop blowing up my personal life and I'll start giving you my
Self-censoring.
takes.
You have a trainer. It's a woman.
HIPAA.
Hank's getting in shape. All right, let's talk. So we're gonna do the Mount Rushmore in a second. We have 2 great interviews. PFT, you mentioned Jerry O'Connell has drafted our team for us. How did he do?
He did. Good question, Big Cat. He just used auto draft.
I knew he was going to do that.
So no, he tried. He was texting me all night on Friday, all morning on Saturday. I got him logged in, and then like 15 minutes after the draft, the entire thread started blowing up. People being like, "Is anybody else not able to draft?" But to Jerry's credit, he did not make the draft on time. That might be, who knows? I'm just going to blame Yahoo on this one. But he's been very active on the trade. Like
He's already trying to trade?
block.
He's trying to trade?
He's proposed like 7 different
I
trades.
love it.
To the point where I've got Turtle blowing up the trade, the thread for the entire group, being like, Jerry just sent me the most offensive trade request that I've ever seen.
That's how you negotiate. Art of the
Shooting.
deal.
He's shooting.
Yeah.
But here's who's on our team right now. Nobody cares. Tom Brady, A.J. Brown, Tyler Lockett, Christian McCaffrey, Chase Edmonds, Darren Waller,
Oh, this is a
Robert
good
Woods,
team.
Joe Burrow,
This is a good team.
Duke Johnson, Cole Beasley, Justin Tucker. That, you know what? I bet you Jerry probably drafted Justin Tucker first.
This
and then
is a
logged
decent
out.
team.
Then Washington defense and special teams.
I like our team.
I like our team a lot.
I like
too.
our team a lot.
Right now, we've got some pending transactions. He's got 7 different pending
What's
transactions.
the most offensive one he sent?
He's big time, like trying to trade a lot of people for one good player.
I love it. That's how you win in fantasy.
So let's see.
There's only enough roster spots.
Oh, he's trying to trade for Patrick Mahomes. That's good.
Yep. Shoot
Patrick
high.
Mahomes is good. Every single trade that we have out there, we have at least one more player offered in the transaction than we'll be receiving.
I hope Florio
Usually
listens
2.
to this segment just punching air.
Yeah.
They're just talking
You
about
like
their
that? So our team is
fantasy
Jerry's kids, and Jerry, don't fuck this up.
Don't fuck
Don't
this up.
fuck it up. He keeps asking. Jerry's a sweet guy. He keeps asking me who he can Venmo. I don't think he realizes that he's just a figurehead.
And that we're sponsored by Cash App.
Yeah.
So maybe just shoot him back that and see what he says.
Yeah, but that's our team right now.
All right. Any other news? Well, there was some news. Blake Bortles, there was a report out of the Broncos. So tell me the exact story.
Well, this is
very
it's still
hilarious.
speculation.
Speculation.
It's speculation right now.
Free Blake.
But allegedly, Remember that game last year when it was the Broncos against the Saints that everybody kept saying, like, how come the Ravens got their game, just postponed for a couple days?
Right.
And the Broncos had to play it with no quarterbacks on the roster. All 4 of their quarterbacks were deemed close contacts. There's a report that Blake had a great idea because he's thinking outside the box. He's a problem solver. And he said, why don't we take the tracking devices that we wear and just put them in the 4 corners of the room, and that way everybody will think that we're socially distanced.
I love it.
Blake's a people person.
Yup.
He gets energized by being around the fellas.
Yup.
And so they did that. They got caught on the videotape. It was shown that they were all sitting together. And then Roger Goodell said, well, I'm not going to make an exception for you guys. Now, the report that Blake was the mastermind about it is still the one. It's still speculation. It's from that Albright guy.
Oh, no, fuck that. Then that's not the real. No, then they're framing Blake.
It's a setup.
That guy's the worst.
It's a setup.
It's a setup.
Blake's been set up.
Blake has been totally set up. He is totally innocent.
And it's a shame that they're blackballing him. They're Blakeballing him from the NFL. He's not on a roster, and he should be. He will be on a roster, I'm sure of it, as soon as we can clear his name. That's why we wanted to discuss it on this show, only to make sure that people knew that it wasn't real.
I didn't realize it was from that guy. That guy's the worst. We should sue him. We should sue that guy.
Okay,
we should sue that guy. If they don't sign Blake Bortles, we should sue that guy.
Consider a lawsuit filed.
Unless, of course, Blake was actually the one who did it. Then we'd say that was a solid friend move.
We're posturing.
Yeah,
at this point. But I'll say
fuck that guy.
I'll
He's
say
the worst.
If Blake had done that, it shows 2 things. One, that he is a problem solver, and again, thinking outside the box, trying to figure out how to hang out with the fellas. And 2, the fact that the entire quarterback room went along with it shows me that Blake is a leader.
Right.
And so they were all looking up to Blake as the alpha in that group, furthering the reasons why he should be on an NFL roster right now.
Okay, so I'm looking right now. So he just tweeted about it. Like, this is bullshit. This is libel. This is slander. This is hearsay. Any other words?
It's disgusting.
Disgusting. All of it.
It's fugazi is what it is.
Fugazi.
Mm-hmm. Also, Billy, he's a troop, so you're the only one that's allowed to engage him in mutual combat, given your experience. Since your arms are...
You can do it.
Didn't you actually tell us one time that your hands are registered as lethal weapons? Because you watched Con
That
Air?
was right after he sent an email to me and Dave and asked if there's any rules against having his trainer bring a handgun to Rough and Rowdy. I mean, that did
When
happen.
you register as a professional boxer, which I had to do, you technically do not get a manslaughter charge if you were to punch someone and they were to die. You'd get a murder charge. Under various states.
But you couldn't do that.
Yeah, what about Washington? Mutual combat.
I don't know if that's...
What if you half punch a guy and he throws out his shoulder?
No, then it's assault with a deadly
That's just
weapon.
a win. That's just a fucking
It's an
win.
assault with a deadly weapon.
What if a guy punches you and then breaks his hand? Are you in trouble because your jaw's too strong?
No, I have no idea. I was just told that probably to keep me from getting into a fight outside of the ring, which I don't want to do.
All right, let's do our Mount Rushmore. Our final Mount Rushmore of the season. Billy got to pick it. Before we do that, Sling TV, if you love watching live sports, but you're tired of the high prices, it takes time to take control of your TV experience. It's time you got Sling. Sling is the place where your favorite channels, ESPN, NFL, Red Zone, SEC Network, Golf Channel, FS1, TNT, all of it, they all come together for less. With Sling, you can watch pro and college football, stay up to date on your fantasy league, and build your perfect channel lineup to follow your favorite conference. Plus, they have ways to watch local channels for free. Sling is easy to set up, easy to use, and there's no contract, starting just $35 a month. Sign up now, get your first month for just $10. And we also have the new Barstool Sports channel. So, exclusive content on the Barstool Sports channel on Sling TV. I know the college football show is going to be on there. I know Brandon Walker's college football show is going to be on there. Going to be a bunch of new stuff on the Barstool Sports channel on Sling TV. Go to sling.com/Barstool to sign up now and get your first month starting at $10. Sling.com/Barstool right now. Get your first month starting at $10. Okay, Mount Rushmore. Billy, introduce it. This is the finale of Mount Rushmore season. Football is fully back on Thursday, which, by the way, we're going to have Pete Prisco on for Friday, and we're going to record, obviously, after the game we're going to have Fantasy Fuckboys back. We're going to have some I Have the Can't Lose parlays back.
I'm fucking pumped. You know what? If you're listening to the sound of my voice right now, all you have to do is make it through one more day, and then it's football season.
Yep, and then it's football season.
Let's fucking go.
So, Billy, the Mount Rushmore is...
animal face-offs.
Animal face-offs.
So there used to be a television program back when I was a kid called Animal Face-Offs, and it was my favorite. And it would just have like simulations of different animals fighting each other. And I thought it would be great to make a Mount Rushmore of animals we want to see fight.
Okay, so animals we want to see engage in combat.
So under the rules of this Mount Rushmore, humans are not allowed.
Humans are not allowed.
Billy initially wanted to allow not only humans, but also humans that are dead.
Right.
To be brought back to life to fight in these hypotheticals.
And he wants to do dinosaurs, which I think we should not allow either. I think
no,
it's just
no
be
dinosaurs.
We're going to do strictly animals that are currently alive and not extinct, not including humans.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay. And, all right, perfect. Great. Let's do it. Numbers.
50.
17.
29.
69.
Oh. I didn't think you were going to do that.
That's good, bro.
That's good.
I get it.
Well, you always force me to choose it because everyone picks under 50.
Like sucking it.
66.
Good job, Billy.
Billy.
Am I getting hanked with the numbers?
No.
Yeah, dude. We're totally faking it.
Because you guys all pick under 50, and then I have the largest span of numbers to pick.
I picked 50.
Right, so I pick 69, so
Correct.
I'm closer to most numbers than you are.
You explained how you won that perfectly.
Okay. Do the order.
We're going to go first, then Hank.
Then PFT, then me.
PFT,
All right.
then
And
you.
how is Jilly doing as a...
Came in dead last today.
No, I'm
No,
saying
no.
like I forget that. I'm saying how are they doing?
We haven't won in a long time, but we do not have the lowest point.
But do you feel
differential.
strong about this? Are you guys working well as a team?
What does that even mean?
There's a stat like of the total percentage of votes or something.
So wait, you're saying like you're undervalued as far as the computers go.
It's still a tag team, but this is Billy's moment. This
yes,
is his topic.
it really is. Like he has to win this.
It's like Rafa
You
on,
ha- yeah,
on the clay court
Like
right
we're
now.
just here to we're just here for a good time. Billy, you really have to win this one. No pressure though.
If I don't, that's gonna.
Yeah,
That's
no,
what I'm
it's
saying.
going to
It's
be
gonna
terrible.
I may
affect
retire.
It's going to
from Mount
affect your
Rushmores.
legacy.
Yep, it's going to be terrible.
Okay,
All right.
so 1 of 1. We're going silverback gorilla versus grizzly bear.
Okay,
Hey.
nice.
Good pick.
Nice.
Who wins?
I didn't do specific animals like that. Okay, all right. I had that, but I just didn't know, like, I just had bear versus gorilla. But yes, I love it.
Gotta make sure what type of bear.
Okay, yeah.
Black
I
bears
realize
and-
that now. I'm
yeah.
gonna have to scramble here, folks.
Black bears are basically large raccoons.
Yep, that's true.
What type of gorilla was Harambe?
Silverback.
So I'm gonna go elephant versus silverback gorilla.
Nice.
Island gorilla.
I did have
the island gorilla. yes,
the
I
Iowa
love
one.
it. The elephant outweighs a gorilla by like 1,000, probably like 5,000 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah, but if the elephant can fucking get on his back and get him in a chokehold,
That's true. Tap him
I mean,
out.
the
A gorilla
gorilla?
cannot tap
Gorilla
out
can
an
tap out an
how
elephant.
do you know?
He can just grab his
because
trunk,
he can't get around the
hold
neck.
his breath.
He
We
can get
talked
on
about
top of
this.
him and just fucking
Do you know how big an elephant is?
yeah.
Okay.
All right, my 1-1.
Like Mighty Joe Young could fucking fuck that thing up.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Mighty Joe Young is not a gorilla. He's not real.
Right, but you know he's based off a real thing.
My 1-1 is
There's gotta be big
pretty
gorillas
simple.
out there.
Tiger versus male lion, like with the mane, the whole
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
Full-grown tiger, full-grown lion, battle the big cats.
All right. I'll go with I'm gonna go shark versus crocodile. I really want to see that. We actually, little spoiler, we have Bear Grylls on probably next week, and we talked about salties. He was calling them saltwater
Salty
crocs.
crocs.
I really want to see that fight. That fucking thing, they just thrash around.
Spoiler alert, he told us that we could not defeat a saltwater
But
croc.
I kind of debunked
he
it.
also didn't take into account the fact that I think that I've seen outdoor shows where they like hypnotize a croc
Yes.
by like doing something with its nose.
Yes. Yeah.
So I would
think
do
we're
something
good.
with its nose.
I think we're good. All right, so that's my first pick, shark versus croc. I will go next pick. I would love to see hippo versus a rhino. They're like kind of the same thing, right?
Great.
What is the difference
That's
between
a
hippo?
great pick.
Thank you, Billy.
Amazing pick.
They're like, it'd almost be just watching the Oklahoma drill.
It'd be fun.
Like it would be very fun to watch those two guys go at each
It'd
other.
be very fun. I had a similar one. I think I could still use it because it's not hippo. I took elephant versus rhino.
I like
Just
it. I
'cause
had that as well.
I
Yeah.
like the matchup of the tusks.
Yep.
And the horn.
Yep. I think the elephant would win, but I would like to see it.
They're worthy foes.
Yeah.
Worthy adversaries.
And also, just a heads up, I don't want to see anyone be like, "Hey, you can actually see this fight." I don't know if I really want to watch these animals fight. This is more a hypothetical thing. You know what I mean? You know, someone's gonna tweet you and be like, "Dude, you can watch this elephant smash the brains out of this rhino." It's like, I don't actually want to see it.
If you have a video of an elephant tearing an ACL, send it this way.
Yes,
But maybe
or
not
doing the
one of
crate
them doing an
challenge,
actual fight,
breaking its arm. I'd be down for that. I am one of those pussies that watches animals like eat each other, and I'm like, oh, that's fucked up. Why would he hurt that gazelle?
Oh, you're watching Battle at Kruger, and the crocodile's going after the other, trying to eat and survive.
Like, no,
and you're
don't do
like,
that.
No, fuck you, crocodile.
Don't do that. That little kitten it's a fucking lion that would tear you to shreds. The duality of man. Show me human beings breaking their faces. I'm down. Show me a ferocious lion getting killed, and I want to puke.
Yes, there's a difference between slapstick comedy and a snuff film.
Yeah.
It's a fine line.
Hank, your next pick.
I'm going to go, so this is based off my favorite scene. I'm a big Planet Earth fan, watched them all. Great program. Need to come out with a new season soon. Iguana versus killer snakes.
Oh,
yeah.
Remember the video? It's slow-mo, and it's the iguana running, and there's like all these killer snakes coming after him.
The best is when they set it to the NFL Sunday Countdown song, the da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and it's just like, it's weaving in and out of the snake. I'm pretty sure that was on...
I don't think that was an iguana, which I think that...
No, it was.
It wasn't a Komodo dragon?
No, it's one of the black iguanas that they have in South America.
I thought it was a Komodo dragon.
They're indigenous to the volcanic rocks. They're black, and they sneeze out salt water.
Okay.
But it was a shit ton of snakes coming at this one iguana, so I'd like to see it if it was, in like, whatever, the Coliseum, 1v1.
Yeah.
I think the iguana might stand a better chance.
I think so.
I like it.
We're going to go with a Siberian tiger versus a polar bear.
Okay.
Now,
nice.
Billy, is the Siberian tiger, is that the white one? Or
No,
is that common misconception?
Common misconception.
Okay.
The white one is just a color morph, a variant, like blonde hair versus red hair.
Okay.
But the Siberian tiger is the largest of the tigers, and the polar bear is the largest of the bears, and I think it would be a great matchup on various different levels.
I love it.
Is that why you're looking down your nose at me when I selected like the standard male tiger?
I mean, a Bengal tiger is quite small. Relative to
define
tigers.
Quite small.
they're smallest.
They're probably like 900 pounds.
Like there's dogs that are quite large.
Okay. Yeah, I like that pick though. Tiger, polar bear, good matchup.
Okay. You have another pick? Jake, have any of these been your picks?
No. If they were, they probably wouldn't get approved.
Yeah.
So.
Well, actually, this is our last pick.
Nope.
Two more. Okay, do you want to do one?
Oh.
Thank you, Billy.
Oh.
I'll do one.
Uh-oh.
I think alligators and crocodiles.
Oh.
One of them
fighting each other.
Yeah, I mean, one of them
not a bad pick.
has to be on top of the other. They're very similar.
It's a major something's got to give. It's like
yeah.
the Steelers and the Ravens.
Exactly.
I like
very
it.
identical.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you like it, Billy?
I approve.
All right,
Okay.
let's go.
Good
Nice.
pick.
Nice.
I would like to see like a diesel shark going at a whale, like really trying to pick them apart, swim around them. Like I know whales are like not really fighters.
Yeah.
But I think if it was getting attacked and like maybe like the shark was protecting it from its family or something, the whale would fight back. But obviously the shark's smaller, can swim around. I don't know.
I
I'd like
it.
to see it.
Yeah,
I would like to see it.
Killer whales and sharks, I think they are natural enemies, aren't they? Like they can fight.
Yeah, well, killer
Billy?
whales, you know.
Is that true?
Tillicum
All the
fucked
times.
them all
Sometimes
up.
they find giant great white sharks with bites out of them, and they're like, "What the hell is eating these giant sharks?"
But there's no video.
Killer
I would
whales.
show me that video because that sounds awesome.
There
Okay.
is.
R.I.P. Tillicum. Wait, no, not
No,
R.I.P.
Tillicum. Well, it wasn't his fault,
wasn't
but
his-
he fucked the whole game up.
There you go.
Free Tillicum.
All right.
All right.
No.
What? No free Tillicum?
I think wasn't it like him getting out there was what fucked everyone else up?
No, but if you freed him, he
Oh,
wouldn't
no, it
have
was
all the
him
trainers to
reproducing.
smoke.
Yeah.
All right.
That shit was fucked up.
My next one, I'm gonna downsize a little bit. Wolverine versus honey badger.
Nice.
Yeah,
Billy,
I got
you
the
had
fuck
that?
from Billy.
Damn.
You had that exact
You had
matchup
that?
because Billy knows that the Wolverines, their bite strength is the strongest in the animal kingdom,
Insane.
and the honey badger don't care.
Yeah. True. It's a fact. Good pick.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna go to the sky for this one. I'm gonna go Falcon versus a hawk. I don't know specifically which ones, but I'd like to see that, like a old school fighter pilot situation. Maybe what was it, Dunkirk? Yeah,
Dunkirk or Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Yeah.
Top Gun 2. Just
Ironically,
watching them just dive at each other.
That
and
would
shit.
be a dogfight.
Yeah, it would be awesome.
Birds. Yeah.
It would be sick to watch. All right, my last pick. Billy, I need a little help for something. I just don't know what's a step down gorilla from like the biggest gorilla. That's all I need help from.
Chimp.
A chimp?
Yeah, chimp.
So it goes gorilla chimp? There's not like a beta gorilla?
Or
A
no,
bonobo gorilla?
bonobos are small, aren't they? What about baboon?
Maybe a mandrill.
Orangutan?
Orangutan?
Orangutans, they're-
Orangutans
They got wings.
strong?
They got the wingspan.
they're
There's no
chi-
like little gorillas, mini gorillas?
chimpanzees,
Those are mini gorillas?
basically.
How tall are they?
About PFT size.
That's pretty big.
Are they really? Are they strong?
Yeah, I mean, have you seen
Yeah,
the
they're
new
like my size,
documentary
dude. Did you
that
not hear
Marty
him?
Mush did on Travis?
Okay.
A bill ape is the
A
second
bill ape?
biggest gorilla,
How tall is it?
A what?
shown at 5 feet.
Okay. All right. I want
Most
one.
bill sizes are comparable to other large chimpanzees.
I think the only reason I'm not going full silverback gorilla is because I think they would dominate this fight. But I'd like to see an ape, some type of ape that can stand up and box versus a kangaroo. So it's like an old school just boxing match. We actually are just squaring them up. I just think the silverback would probably dominate a kangaroo, right, Billy?
I think that's right because I've seen a kangaroo get hit in the chin. They got a button.
Yeah.
If you catch them right, they get stunned.
What do you think, Billy? Would a silverback crush a kangaroo if they really squared up? I want to see like essentially the like
boxing
going
match?
going to like an Irish pub version of Let's Step Outside between a kangaroo and an ape.
I would go with a lowland gorilla.
Okay, so then the lowland gorilla. Perfect.
Ioland.
Lowland gorilla versus a kangaroo. Give me that. 3 rounds, 1 minute rounds.
Perfect.
All right.
All right, my last one. I'm gonna go to the sea, to the high seas. I'm gonna take a giant squid versus an anaconda. Anaconda that you might find in like the Amazon River.
Ooh.
And have them go at it. It would just be a lot of tentacles.
Yeah.
Just all limbs, just trying to choke each other out.
Yeah.
What, Billy?
Bonk.
Oh.
What?
Bonk.
Why is that a bonk?
Bonk. I don't know why. Well, it actually is
This is like Billy telling on himself. Bonk.
No.
It's a phallic snake versus an octopus.
That's true.
That is a bonk.
There is such a thing, by the way. I found this out a couple years ago. I was randomly talking to this person, and she was telling me that she used to write tentacle porn. And I was like, what the fuck is tentacle porn? Apparently people do actually write like fanfic about like giant sea monsters that fuck each other like krakens just going at it. I
Right.
did not know that at the time. But this was not bonk worthy. I think it's bonk worthy that you're saying that it's bonk worthy on me, Billy.
I think it was I think you were looking for the bonk on this.
No,
one.
but if you PFT's right, if you think that's sexual, then you're the pervert.
yeah, that's
no,
bad.
I think that he thinks
No,
it.
you're pervert.
No, you're perverted.
He might subconsciously think that, but that's okay. Let him.
I've walled that
subconsciously-
part of my brain
Correct,
off. So
correct.
yeah,
It just came out.
it did.
Just
yeah.
slithered out.
All right, Hank. What's your last one?
I'm going to go with I think the biggest animal in the world, a giraffe,
Yeah.
versus single hornet.
Oh,
Deadly.
It like necks it to death.
Yeah, stings its neck, swim around.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I don't hate that.
Yeah. I considered doing the anaconda versus the giraffe just because that's a lot of neck for it to strangle.
All right, Billy, finish us off. Hopefully you're good. He's thinking, folks.
It's Mr. Irrelevant for the entire season.
Yeah, true. Did anyone think about doing? Well, no, I should wait till you do your last pick.
Giant squid versus sperm whale.
Ooh.
Okay, and nobody's gonna bonk him on that.
Nope,
right?
that is
That's not
totally
That is a
normal.
very
normal.
typical.
Really normal.
That's a very typical animal
Yeah,
fight.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go.
Listen, in the animal fighting community, a lot of people talk.
giant-
It's like
the
Pacquiao
giant
Mayweather.
squid.
They've been trying to make this match for a really long time.
It's like Hezbollah. Yeah, Billy's
There's
like.
drawings of the naval, like in naval sort of mythology.
Yeah, Billy, you're bonking me for a giant squid and an anaconda. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna have to cum whale.
I
try to take it out.
I just called an audible in my brain. I had another one down, but I did what you did with the touchback.
what? Yeah, what was your other one? We can grant you. This is the last pick of the whole season.
No, I want to stick with the
All
sperm
right, okay.
whale.
The only one that I thought about, I think it would be interesting, but this is one of those ones that everyone would just send me videos. Just an all-out rat versus pigeon fight would be fun to
Oh
watch.
yeah,
A
Just
rat versus pigeon.
battle royale.
Yeah, just like who's the nastier animal.
Yeah, I think I got to go rats on that one.
I think so too.
The only way that the rats would win if they just started eating the pigeons. They're like, this is fucking gross.
Yeah.
Let's go home.
Rat versus pigeon.
What about a coyote versus an actual roadrunner? That'd be fun to just like stumble upon
yes,
in nature.
it would. Yes, it would. Very fun.
Any
Any other
when
ones?
you see a dog pissing on a fire hydrant, you're like, yeah, that's a classic.
Good job.
Cape
Good
buffalo versus American bison.
Who would win in a...
Ooh,
Ooh,
yeah.
nice. Okay, who would win in a lion versus a polar bear?
Lions are too small.
But like a big lion.
Like a Siberian
small,
tiger.
And a small polar bear.
Okay, that's more like a grizzly bear.
No, but I said a polar bear, a small one.
Okay, I mean polar bear would win.
Okay. What about like a runt of a... Like, what about a polar bear, like a baby polar bear versus
Well, of course it would lose if it was a
What
baby.
about a teenage polar bear versus a huge lion?
Have a chance?
Okay. All right.
When do polar bears like turn pro? When do they learn how to kill?
Yeah, when do they stop being able to... When does a polar bear officially be able to beat a lion?
Once it kills its first seal.
Okay.
Yeah, but a
which is
seal is
when?
way different than killing a lion. That's a big step up.
Well, actually, polar bears can like fight walruses.
So that's
Yeah, but
also
that-
not that. The walruses are fat fucks.
Yeah, but
With just...
with two giant knives coming out of their mouth.
I wouldn't.
No.
No, they're just kind of. They look like Mike Holmgren.
Yeah, they do. Like when you
gotta-
put straws in your teeth and you're just like, oh, look, I'm
They
a
have
walrus.
huge tusks.
What about what about a polar bear that has only learned how to kill a baby seal? I don't think that you can say that that can take out a lion.
Yeah.
Well, if they're like gigantic.
Major step up in competition at that point.
Well,
At what point does a polar bear stop becoming cute?
As soon as they finish their Coke.
Yep. Billy,
That's
could you choke out a teenage polar bear?
I get pretty cut up, but maybe.
Yeah. What about a is a polar bear the strongest bear?
The polar bear is literally the largest land carnivore on Earth.
It literally?
Yeah, it's the biggest and probably most dangerous.
Wait, carnivore?
Carnivore.
Yeah.
You got us on
got
that.
us on that.
Yeah, I
'Cause I
know.
was thinking, wait a second,
Elephants.
giraffe, rhino.
Those guys just eat salads all day.
I had
It's crazy they get fat eating salads.
means that they fucking house them.
Yeah.
I also had before we stopped allowing human beings, I was going to say Major Biden versus a reporter.
Mm-hmm. I was
that'd
going
be
to say
fun to watch.
Conor McGregor versus Jake Paul.
Yep.
I'd like to see
Like
that.
to see that, too.
I'd like to very much see that. All right, good Mount Rushmore. Billy, great Mount Rushmore.
I think Chris Paul versus a possum would be funny too. They just both fall down.
Chris Paul versus a bad insurance plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael
What
Vick
would
versus
happen?
a pit bull.
I think everyone would like to see
I would
that.
watch.
Yeah.
Send me a video if you actually have that one.
Yeah. Please.
Attila the Hun versus Tiger. That was on mine.
Do you
Before he disallowed humans.
who do you think is the most dangerous human to ever exist?
Obama.
That's hard.
H-Man. Yeah.
There we go. There we go,
Nice, nice, Hank. All right, let's do our Hot Seat Cool Throne. Then we'll get to Logic, and then we have Deion Sanders. We're brought to you, Hot Seat Cool Throne, brought to you by our friends at Coors Light. Coors Light is the greatest beer ever created. It was the official beer of slowing down summer. We did just cancel summer, so Coors Light is also the official beer of college football. College football is officially back, and while we're excited to watch, we need to remind ourselves that there's always a need to chill on Saturdays. This season, Coors Light is helping AWLs keep their chill while we're freaking out over college football and made custom made-to-chill weighted hoodies to keep us calm. We're giving away 5 PMT Coors Light prize packs, including these hoodies, each week of the college football season. To enter, all you have to do is tweet us at Coors Light and hashtag needs to chill with a video of someone freaking out over a big moment, sweating a bet, or any other time someone needs some Blue Mountains in their life, and you could win a free prize pack. So Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged, made to chill. It's crisp and refreshing as the Colorado Rockies, perfect for a moment to unwind this season. Coors Light is the official beer slowing down summer and the official beer of college football, because it's the beer that's made to chill. We want you to savor every second. Get Coors Light in the new look delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart. Go to CoorsLight.com/take. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Again, tweet us with hashtag needs to chill and tweet it at Coors Light as well with someone freaking out, and they'll get a free prize pack. Hot Seat Cool Throne, Hank.
I'm going to put myself on the hot seat.
Why?
I called Valtteri Bottas Sebastian Bottas yesterday. People were not happy about it. I was thinking of Sebastian Vettel. Just a lot of F1 going on in my brain. I'm just constantly thinking about, the track and whatever the fuck they call it down there.
Yep.
So that's my bad.
yeah.
Sorry to all my Mercedes heads. They did sign a new guy though, a new young guy, whatever his name
George
is.
Russell.
Georgie.
He's like the people's champ online. Everyone loves him. They just love him.
I was thinking about that the other night. Instead of trying to get a driver that could potentially beat your golden boy, they should just get the fastest driver and then just kind of slip, I don't know, a little bit of grain alcohol into his water. Just have him be the best
Have him
driver,
drive drunk?
but just like a little drunk.
Yeah. Yeah.
When does the season end?
Sometime.
Never,
I mean,
never
for-
ends.
for me,
F1 is life.
It
for us,
has
Hank.
ended. Yeah. This last Sunday was the last race.
And then my cool throne is Paul Pierce.
Yeah, that was mine. God damn it.
You have another one.
It's okay.
Who'd Paul Pierce do?
There's an article, Chris Mannix wrote an article, came out, and he was basically like, the video, there was rumors that the video might affect his Hall of Fame vote, and he was like, I don't give a fuck about that. There's
He
players
just
that
refused to apologize.
are
It was
way
awesome.
worse. I quit ESPN because they were making me talk about LeBron too much. I
Yeah.
didn't really want to stay there anyway. And he was like, I'm divorced. I'm single. You know what I mean? I'm divorced. I'm single. I'm doing what everyone else is doing just because I took a video of it. It should affect my Hall of Fame vote, which is 100% true. So he's on the cool throne.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
big time sorry, not sorry. I just don't give a fuck.
I don't think that the Professional Basketball Hall of Fame has a clause against hiring strippers.
Right, and that's what he's saying. There's people in the Hall of Fame that have done way worse things than just having strippers when you're, a single guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, he was my cool throne as well. It was just a whole article of him being like, I don't give a fuck. And they made me talk about LeBron too much.
Yeah, it's straight ESPN propaganda. And my other cool throne was Waffle House employees.
Yeah.
There's a great fight video of a Waffle House employee just fucking up a patron.
Never fight a Waffle House cook.
Right. Just a great video, a good reminder for the people. If you're drunk, don't come at the employees at Waffle House because
You'll get fucked up.
yeah.
He was ready to throw hands. It was awesome.
It's the best part of your day at Waffle House is when you
Time
get
to fight.
Yeah, your 3 fights that you get into.
Time
on the
to
clock.
fight. All right, PFT.
My hot seat is the Buccaneers because it looks like Jerry Jones is playing, I don't know, some monkey business with Zach Martin.
Yep.
So it was reported that Zach Martin, who is not the most talented player on the Cowboys offense, I'm not even going to say the most. He's the heart and soul of the Dallas Cowboys offense. He was diagnosed with COVID or tested positive for COVID. Apparently, Jerry is about to break out the private jet, get whatever secret formula that they have to make it go away real fast. And Zach Martin has now been, I think, upgraded to doubtful. Out. He was out initially. And now it's he might be able to do it.
So Jerry Jones is doing the thing that every fan does where a guy gets injured and then you just tell yourself, well, maybe it will just work out and he'll be better instantly.
Yeah. So he's gonna have him on a plane ready to
go.
take off until the very last second. I think Jerry's just trying to play some mental warfare games with Tom Brady because Tom Brady's already playing the mental warfare games against the Cowboys, saying they've got a huge advantage because they've got so many defensive players that wear single-digit numbers, which I haven't seen yet.
It's pre-R 101 from him.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a pre-excuse. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pre-R, yeah.
It's pre-R. I like it.
I like that.
My cool throne is Halloween.
Uh-oh.
I saw a fucking Spirit Halloween store yesterday.
Oh, no.
In America, it's we have 4 seasons. It's spring break, the 4th of July, Halloween, and Christmas, and that's it. And every year they all come sooner. And we're not even – it was Labor Day, and they set up the spooky skeletons in the windows. But I think also this is going to be a huge year for Spirit Halloween because we had so many businesses that totally went out of business over the last year.
Yes.
There's so much more retail space.
So many. There could be one on every single block.
Our downtowns are getting taken over by Spirit Halloween this year. And also somebody brought in Halloween candy today. The Halloween-themed Kit Kats were in the office today.
I saw those. Yeah.
It's tough.
All right, my hot seat. I don't have one. I had Paul Pierce in my cool throne. I forgot to write down a hot seat.
You can say Mayo.
Mayo.
People went at me big time for Mayo today.
And also, I think Cam found an old take where I basically was we did the Mount Rushmore dipping sauces. I put Mayo on mine.
Yeah.
So we've been a Mayo podcast since the inception.
Yeah. He found a blog that I was going to write that was just in defense of Mayo.
You should retweet. One of the funniest tweets was when you did your. What did you make with mayo? Mayo nachos or something?
Mayo Nog.
Mayo nog.
eggnog. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mayo mac and cheese.
Yeah, and
That was what I got
Yeah.
Dion on, where I said, "Here's my homemade recipe for mac and cheese." It was dry ass noodles with just like a bottle of mayonnaise next to it.
Yeah, in 2016, all my Mayo boys stand up. Time to destigmatize mayo. So
There we
we've been fighting for mayo for a long ass time.
Yeah, mayo is not bad.
No.
And you get labeled as a mayo freak if you defend it, but that's how far the Overton window has swung to the point where it's like, oh, people see someone say one positive thing about mayo,
Yeah.
and they're like, ship this guy back to Brussels, this weirdo.
Yes.
A perfectly normal amount of mayo on a tuna fish sandwich or a turkey sandwich, that's the most American thing that you can eat.
Yes. Agreed. Billy or Jake.
My hot seat's the Indiana equipment team. Indiana football. Indiana.
Yeah, I saw that.
So unfortunate. So
I'm gonna be nice to Indiana because they
Yeah.
all got mad at me when I said that Indiana's got to have more than one good season that just happened to happen during COVID and all their breaks went their way.
Was that during the game?
Yeah.
yeah.
Indiana?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
Indinia.
Mm-hmm.
So, cool throne is Max Scherzer. So he just had a 13 strikeout game. He's 6 strikeouts away from 3,000. I keep forgetting he's on the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And if they're in the playoffs, well, they're going to be in the playoffs, but I think Kershaw's hurt, but if he comes back, him, Kershaw, Walker Buehler, that's
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah.
so
Good team.
Yeah.
Very
Giants
good
are
team.
good too, though.
him and Trey Turner. Yeah, they
Yeah,
are.
thanks, Jake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyone
Sorry.
else you want to mention on that team? Trey actually told us the other day that he laughs at Dave Roberts and everybody else on the team who's afraid of Max Scherzer. Like, they're afraid to get near him during starts, and Max is like playing it up to them a little bit, trying to just intimidate them when he's just like fucking around with them. He actually doesn't care if you go up and you talk to him. But he is a crazy person.
Yeah.
All that
Yes,
said.
absolutely.
And I wish them nothing but the best. As
There we go.
As
Yeah,
a Washington sports fan, that is what I've grown accustomed to doing, is just cheering for players,
Yes.
leaving my team to do well in their new homes.
There
They're
was
forever
a-
homes.
There was a clip like a couple weeks ago where he came off the mound after an inning and somebody like patted him on the back and he was like, "Don't fucking touch me."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Keep that energy, Max. Billy, hot seat, cool throne?
My hot seat's humanity. Jeff Bezos has just bought a good chunk of an anti-aging company that's seriously into anti-aging. So Jeff Bezos.
So maybe
might
that's
be,
a 200-year-old thing.
exactly.
It's going to be Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Jeff Bezos, and he's going to rule the
It's
world.
probably just going to be his girlfriend. Whatever hole he's in at the time, he's like, yeah, she's going to live to 200 too.
My other hot seat is Ben Mintz. Yeah, he's getting back on the wagon in regards to his diet because he's been doing really terribly this past week because of the hurricane.
So wait, what?
Yeah, he was eating pretty badly this past week. I gave him a
Because of
break.
the hurricane?
Yeah, he's been stress eating. It's a real problem.
but you guys just started the Mincy experiment.
I know, but then the hurricane hit, and then he's sitting worried about the hurricane, which is very valid. But I have a job to do. And
Right, but
he's
he
like,
sounds like-
he's on the Nick Saban diet, just like sitting in front of his television,
Yeah.
eating oatmeal cream pies and
Yeah.
watching the
Like
Weather Channel.
I'm not saying he shouldn't have been stressed about the
Right.
hurricane, but it seems like he kind of owns you because he can be like, yeah, I'm stressed about this. I'm going to eat. Next
Right.
week, he's going to be stressed about this. He's going to eat.
But when he's like in his apartment and you can hear the crinkle of the bags,
You got to go
through
in
the
there
wall.
and steal it from him.
I know, but it was in the middle of the hurricane. I didn't know he was like, you know how he yells
But
sometimes.
Billy, how seriously do you take your job?
Very seriously. That's
It
why
sa-
he's back.
It sounds like
So I
you're
made him
intimidated by it.
write
Clearly.
down all of his cheat meals.
I
and
saw
then-
that notepad. It was a long list.
Yeah, then I added up all the calories, hypothetically, and now for every 500 calories, he owes me a suicide at a local basketball
Love
court.
it.
So that's where we're getting to.
All right, sounds like the Mincy experiment's not going well, but nice try.
We're going for it.
Okay.
We're sticking to it. Cool throne, we're going with Derrick Henry. Turns out Derrick Henry has a legion of practice squad players who are basically his stiff arm dummies. So there was a video that went viral of
That
about
was Will Compton's job last year.
was that his job?
Probably.
Well, they're on these pads, and you see Derrick Henry running past, and just basically you have these practice squad players on their hands and knees, and Derrick Henry just is stiff arming them as they sort of lunge at him,
Brutal.
and he's just hitting them in the head repeatedly. And I just couldn't imagine being like, those players' necks must have like serious like
No,
pinched
I-
nerves.
I don't think I would take like an NFL player's salary. I don't think I would even like be on an active. If you were to come to me right now and say, PFT, I will pay you $2 million a year to be a linebacker. You'll never have to get in a game for the Titans, but you get to wear the uniform. You get to be part of the squad. I would say no if that's what my day to day. That's just a man's got to have a line.
Yes.
Right? And I
Yes.
think that line that I have too much pride to just get stiff-armed by Derrick
Agreed.
Henry through the crust of the earth every single day.
Agreed.
They should develop some sort of dummy to do that on. And also, Cool Throne FCF schools. The single game tackle record was broken by Fordham player Ryan Greenhagen, who had 31 tackles in a game against Nebraska.
There you go.
Wow.
Ram fam.
So
Still didn't cover.
insane stat, 31 tackles. It's only 25 tackles in the NFL held by Ryan Urlacher of the Bears.
Ryan Urlacher.
Ryan
Is that his
Urlacher.
brother?
Brian. I said Brian.
Oh. That's Brian
Casey's
with
his
hair.
brother. Everyone's bookie. All right. Let's get to our interviews. We got Logic, the rapper. Awesome interview. Something a little different. And then we have Dion coming up after that. PFT, you had a word from one of our sponsors?
Yes, we've got some very important news coming through from our great friends over at Chevy. It is that time of year again. The most advanced Silverado is out. You can go buy it right now. It is the strongest, most advanced Silverado that they've ever made. It's strong, it's advanced, it's dependable, it's hardworking. It's dependable just like the people who drive them. They got a new design. It's big, bold, it's commanding. This truck turns heads. If you're looking for the ultimate tailgate truck, I'm telling you right now, Chevy Silverado is the one you want to go with. It's got the best tailgate in the business, best truck bed in the business. It's got like all these different functions in the back of the truck that make it the perfect truck for pulling up to a football game, cracking a couple cold ones, grilling out with the fellas and the ladies. It is the perfect truck for partying in a tailgate area. It's a perfect truck for hauling, for towing, for off-roading, for moving day, for helping out your friend or family member, and for road trips. It's the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Check out the all-new Silverado today. Whisper, Pardon My Take, sent me into the salesperson's ears. They will give you $100 cash and a free cup of coffee and a full tank of gas. Your mileage might vary. And now here he is, Logic.
Okay, we now welcome on a very special guest. It is Bobby Hall, a.k.a. Logic. He has a new memoir out. It is called This Bright Future. So we want to talk to you about everything, your career in rap, books, the fact that you're a streamer, everything. But let's talk about the memoir first. So This Bright Future, it's out September 7th. For people who don't know Logic, that don't know your background, you had a tough childhood. So my first question is, writing this memoir, like going back and remembering everything, how difficult is that? Because I have to imagine it's not an easy thing to live through and write about painful memories.
Great question, man. Yeah, definitely. It's weird. I've always been extremely open, with myself and all the things that I've gone through, especially and particularly through my childhood. So it wasn't like this insane, intense, gut-wrenching experience. It's stuff that I've talked with my friends about, that, and I've been able to cope through that. It was definitely weird to kind of do it in chronological order, where you take all these memories, because I worked with a collaborator who helped me. Basically, I mean, every word is mine. This is my book. I wrote it. But this person, I thought it would be amazing if we had conversations. So it's almost like this person kind of interviewed me, and then we took my transcripts and, I organized it all. And then he also helped me kind of just create this linear story of my life, because he would just be like, hey, how do you feel about XYZ? Or when's the first time this? Or he'd be like, tell me about your mom. And then I'd be telling him, experiences from 17, 4 years old, 9 years old, then my dad. And then one, I don't know, somehow that would just turn into me talking about being 28 and having a huge hit record and da-da-da. So we kind of took that and put it all together. So for me, it was a really cathartic experience. It was really fun. It was definitely emotional at times, but not in a bad way, in a very good, just a good way.
Yeah.
Did you actually go back and read it after it was all put together?
Dude, I've read this book like 1,000 times, especially because I did the audiobook. And so I read the whole audiobook as well. Or I narrate it, I should say. And when I was doing it, is my mic level cool, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah, it's great.
Yes.
Okay, great. The difficult part about narrating your own book, or at least a book like mine, is when I explain shit, You know, when I'm like, yeah, man, I was on stage and then this guy jumped off the second story and almost broke his kneecap and my brother came out of nowhere and punched him in the face and then the cops showed up. Like, that's how I tell the story. Now, your average narrator of literature may take their time with every word, but not me, man. Like, I wanted it to be an experience where it's like the person listening to it is like my homie, you know what I mean? So with that, even though I wrote it and even though I had to read it and proofread it a million times before we actually got to the narration of doing the audiobook, when I'm telling this story and it's really super crazy and that, shit, okay, I messed up. When I'm telling this story and it's really super crazy, and then that's when this dude showed up and he actually held me hostage. These are all true stories, by the way. You have to match that. It's like a match cut that has to be perfectly done, like almost in film or when punching in music. And luckily, with rap, you know, like, not like I'm showboating or anything, but I have a song and one of the lyrics, it goes, fuck rap, busting like an addict with a semi-automatic who'da had it and he ready for anybody to buck back. Hold up, catch a vibe, ain't no way how we. So if I fuck up right there, hold up, catch a vibe, ain't no, oh shit, I fucked that. So instead of doing fuck rap, you know, busting like a semi-automatic who'da had it and he ready for, I'll punch in on buck back. So I kind of took that experience with music tonally to be able to do like a proper cut. But I mean, dude, sometimes I'd kill it for like a paragraph, and then other times it's hard to get through 2 sentences because of the enunciation, and it's all got to be perfect. But it was fun.
Okay, so what you just did right there, your flow, your ability to, you know, rap so quickly. When was the first time you realized you had that ability? Because it blows my mind. Like every time I hear someone be able to do that, I can barely put a sentence speaking together. So when was you like, oh shit, like I have a special gift here?
It's definitely something that I had to work hard at. You know what I mean? Like I worked my whole life to get to where I am professionally and just even ability wise to do that. So I studied the greats before me, you know, Nas, Big L, Biggie, Tribe Called Quest, Wu-Tang Clan, Bone Thugs and Harmony, you know, even Ludacris. Ludacris has like his pronunciation game is insane.
Yeah.
Like he would do the fast raps, but it wasn't like, and I even remember my brother when I would first start doing these fast raps, he was like, nah, man, you sound like shit, man. He's like, he's like, I get it, man, but you got it, like, you know, and I'm just like, yeah, it's the one and only, and I'm here, and I got it at time, and your tongue's all fucking up, and like, so you really have to take that time. It's really about muscle memory, and then you learn that it's truly muscle and air. I know this sounds stupid, but it's like right now I'm just talking to you. But when you're rapping, it's just pushing air out literally. Well, I know it sounds almost like duh, but it's like there's a certain sequence that, you know, not to sound sus, I'm just saying like your tongue moves and your lips and all these different things that
Pause.
you don't even think about.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, straight up. Get down and lay down, hit you with the Beretta, you better stay down. Straight shots on the playground, living how I'm living with the light that I'm giving. It's just, it comes out naturally after you've done it a million times. But it literally, you know, they say 10,000 hours. It's like, it took a very, very long time.
So
Yeah.
that's really interesting to me because and we're kind of idiots. So like this world is not something that we're extremely familiar with, but like we always relate everything back to sports because we're dumb. So like when you're trying to learn how to get faster and at the same time keep that same enunciation, like are there exercises that you're doing, or do you like clock yourself with a metronome and you're like got up to 150 BPM today? Like is it like an athlete that's training to run a 40-yard dash?
I think so, yeah, for sure. Because I used to rap and run. Like I would like run, and I was like 110 pounds and smoking cigarettes would help either. But it's like, yeah, like you definitely take that time. I mean, it's a muscle, and no matter what it is, and I mean, it's even deeper than that, right? It's not even just the technical skill or ability. It's also like what sounds cool, you know, like if you're gonna have a punchline. Like I remember I wrote this punchline. I had my last album is called No Pressure, and it came out last year. And I'm obsessed with Quentin Tarantino, right? And so before Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was even out, I had come up with this punchline. Now Rick Dalton is played by Leonardo DiCaprio, and Cliff Booth is played by Brad Pitt. And before I'd even seen the movie, because it wasn't out, I just saw their IMDb page and I knew Cliff Booth and Rick Dalton. And there's a line that I have where I say, money ain't the key to happiness, and that's the truth. Feeling close to the cliff like Rick Dalton in the booth, like the booth of rapping. So it's like, it's not just about necessarily technical ability. It's also wittiness and being able to pull things together. But, you know, that also came with listening to so many people before me. I mean, everything and anything that's kind of already been said in rap, I mean, music in general, it's already really been said. It's just about how you say it. I mean, you can only make but so many punchlines about, I don't know, you know, like, you could talk about rocks of cocaine. Like, I sell big rocks like Mount Rushmore or some shit. Like, somebody's probably said something like that. Thank you. Somebody's probably said something like that in one way or another already, but it's just, it's your take on it. It's so, pardon my take.
There
we go.
So so you got the memoir that's out right now. Have you stopped to think, like, did I use my memoir too soon? Because, like, or can you go back in like 10 years? What's the time frame that you have to wait if you want to write another memoir?
What a good question.
Great question.
I don't plan on it. I don't plan on it anytime soon. It just felt right, you know. I mean, literally, you know, black dad, white mom, dad on crack, mom on drugs, alcoholic. Like I said, been kidnapped, held against my will, shotguns, sold drugs, you know, toured the world, had mental health issues. Like, it's just so much stuff that I've gone through that it just felt right that, like, okay, now is the time to say it. 31's young. Yeah. It is to write a memoir on your life. But I think in many ways, it's funny. So, like, last year I had retired. And then, like, literally less than a year later, I kind of unretired, which is funny, but I don't give a shit what anybody can say on the internet. I woke up one day and kind of wanted to do it again. But the fact of the matter is this, is like, I really did retire in a way. It was about, can you get the number ones? Can you go platinum? Can you this? Can you that? Can you da da da? And really, a lot of that started with a chip on my shoulder being back in Maryland and people being like, oh, you ain't never going to have a mixtape. And then you make a mixtape. It's like, well, you're never going to go on tour. And then you go on tour. Well, okay, well, you ain't never going to sell out 500. And then you sell out 500 cap, and then 1,000, and then 5,000. And before you know it, you're selling out Madison Square fucking Garden in New York City. You know, you got almost 10 platinum. I think, 1-800 is almost diamond now. Like, it's just all these things that people say that you can't do. And it's been a journey. And I've realized, getting back to my point, sorry for going off on this tangent, but everything that I've done, everything that you could kind of do as a musician, like, I've hit that, with the exception of winning a Grammy. I never won a Grammy. And, I was over that shit. I was over the hamster wheel of, like, oh, okay. Cause it's like, you get a number one and then what? Another one and another one and another. It's like, bro, I'm 31. I don't need to be rapping like I'm 22. And hip hop, especially, is such a young man's game. Doesn't mean that men can't age in that. But as far as trying to be like, look at me, look, I'm on TikTok, like doing a dance, like, no, I'm not, motherfucker. I'm taking care of my son. And you know what I mean? And being with my wife and my friends and doing other things. So that last album, No Pressure, really, I think is a retirement of, like, that era of the last decade of my life of grinding with music. And now it's like, if I want to rap, I rap. If I want to sing and play guitar, I do that. It doesn't have to be this big, like, thing, because in music, you could drop an album like mine, you know, sell 250,000 units in its first week, and it's really amazing. And then after that, you could just drop, like, a fun project or something you did for fun, and people be like, oh, you fell off because you didn't do as much. And it's just like, that's not a world I necessarily want to live in.
It sounds, I mean, this might be, you know, not projecting, but, like, it sounds like at some point you get almost trapped in your own success, where people are just saying, like, oh, well, the next thing's got to be bigger. The next thing's got to be bigger. Now, when you did retire, did you, like, actually give it a honest try of, like, I'm not doing anything? Like, did you actually retire?
Oh, no, of course not. No, yeah. For sure. Hey, JT, can you tighten this for me? Just this strap. Sorry, guys. No way. Like, I'm such a workaholic, dude. Right. Like, I was constantly even still making music. I mean, that's one thing that you don't just lose, you know, you don't lose the passion to make music. And for me, it was also, it's cathartic. It's a way I've always expressed myself. You know, I came up in a family where it was just yelling and screaming and drinking and crying and passing out and all these different things. And I found a way to escape that through music and actually talk about my feelings. And it's funny because I got made fun of in hip hop, especially for doing it. You know what I mean? For being like, it's okay. And, you know, anxiety happens and people are like, fuck you, you idiot. Like, this is like, you know, but, so yeah, I was still constantly doing that. And then film. I mean, film's my thing now, dude. I'm throwing a couple $1 million into this film that I just wrote and I'm starring in it. And it's like a legit thing and I'm excited and I've wanted to do it. And I just did this. You guys know Joseph Gordon, that actor? He's in Inception. Yes. And a bunch of we became buddies, and then I just had this crazy role. Like this whole episode is about me and my character, and it's not just some rapper guy, it's like just a regular guy. And it's on Apple TV, and that just inspired me so much to kind of want to pursue that as well. So long story short, fuck no, man. I didn't stop. I'm not gonna stop. I love working.
I like it. You basically use like the word retirement to just transition into a different phase of your career. That's genius.
But I really thought I was gonna be done with releasing music, if I'm honest. Like I really felt that way. And I think a lot of it wasn't anger. It was just like, I'm tired of being on this chopping block of like, and it's not just hip hop, just music in general, like entertainment. Like, you know what I mean? Like, dude, it was crazy. It was like, I remember going through a divorce and then I meet this, you know, beautiful young woman after that. And TMZ's like taking shots of us getting on a jet and shit. Now I'm not complaining. It's a champagne problem. Like, you know, there could be, I've experienced worse shit, but for me, it's just, I don't need that. I don't need people calling my 19-year-old son ugly and hoping that he dies. So it's like, that's kind of the world that I didn't want to be a part of anymore. And then I realized, oh no, I don't need to stop making music not to be a part of that world. I just need to unplug from it. And I literally haven't been on the internet in like 2 years.
Yeah. So you said that before we started. You when you say you haven't been on the internet, like tell us exactly. Like, are you saying you don't go on Twitter?
I mean,
you don't go on
I'm
Instagram?
on the hub, you know?
Yeah.
No,
like what
yeah.
What do you do? Like, because I'm jealous, honestly. I mean, our job is very intertwined with the internet. We always joke, like, we're on Twitter all the time because we do it for our job. There are many times where, like, we kind of wish we could just pull the plug and just not be on it. But how, like, are you really not on the internet?
Yeah, I'm really not on the internet. But
that's amazing.
That's the thing. I woke up one day and realized, oh, I don't have to be, right? So it's like my job was that. My job was trying to stay as relevant as possible and, you know, listening to new music and beats and responding to fans all the time and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And just everything was engaging. I mean, bro, I remember, you know, at the height of me constantly being on the internet, it's like one post on an Instagram story would get like over 1 million views.
Right.
Like it was insane. Like I could just do one Instagram and be like, I'm scratching my balls, and people were like, ah, it's 1 million fucking people. Now it's not, you know, it's like a couple 100,000 or whatever, but even that, what does that equate to? What the fuck does that even mean? So when I was holding value of myself as a man and a human being to like how many likes I got. And then I'm like looking at Travis Scott, like, fuck, man, how come I've only got, you know, 900,000 likes and this motherfucker's got 2 million? And then I'm like, wait a second, I love Travis Scott. Where is this thing coming into my head where now I'm jealous of this guy? Or not really. It's not like I ever had any like true, like, I mean, I fuck with him. He's cool. Every time we've ever seen each other, it's all love. I'm just using that as an example to what social media can do. It can take somebody you actually like love and admire and want to root for, and then make you like jealous of them and be like, what the fuck? And then you're constantly comparing. And it's this whole thing. So I stepped out of that. And I'm lucky enough to have built such a fan base, a diehard fan base in the Rat Pack, which is what I call them, real all the time, that I can do that. Because before, you know, that song 1-800 blew up, and then the other songs that followed with Marshmello and Eminem and all these other consecutive, I mean, hit records, not to sound no type of way, I'm just being real. Like before that, dude, it was like 10 years of grinding. It was 10 years of a slow burn, so that even before I had those hits, I had platinum records. I was selling out 5,000 cap venues, 6,000 cap venues. I was doing that. And I just had to step back and go, okay, you never know what could happen. I could drop a song and it could be a huge hit and I could go play Madison Square Garden again. Or, you know, I could not try to do that. I could just do it from my heart and be happy with 5,000 people here, 3,000 people there, whatever, over time, as things may unwind. But the thing that matters to me most is my son, my wife, and my personal happiness, and venturing out into other dreams such as acting.
Wait, so quick quiz, side tangent quiz. So you're not on the internet, like Mike Richards' Jeopardy controversy. No idea.
I have no idea. I just found out about a crate challenge in the hood.
Yeah.
I don't even
Yeah.
know.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead, PFT.
Do the words "bean dad" mean anything to you?
Not at all.
What
I have no
about
idea.
what about the guy who tweeted that he like didn't fuck his cats and basically was admitting that he was fucking his cats?
Wait, no, he didn't come anywhere.
Oh, he
near
didn't
his cats.
come on his cats, but he might have fucked them. Nothing.
No, bro.
Okay, what about the guy that may or may not have found shrimp inside of his Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Man, the only thing I've heard of recently is this Bored Ape thing, and then I was like, oh, should I drop $500,000 on this? Like, I'm like, I don't know.
But you're now watching. We have worms in our brains. What we just showed you, like what we actually like, the amount of stupid things that we have inside of our brains is so bad.
There's like 2% of my brain that has to have the information in it of like a father that gave his daughter a can of beans and asked her to open it. And for some reason, Bean Dad occupies real estate in my brain, and I would give anything to like cleanse all that stupid shit out. So I guess my follow-up to you would be, how long after you logged offline were you able to stop remembering all the dumb shit that you used to care about?
It happens pretty quick, actually. Like when you really fully commit, I don't know, it's like smoking cigarettes or something, like nicotine. It's like 2 weeks. It's like, damn, man, you know what I mean? But then you start to realize, wow, leaves are green.
Yeah.
Like, I know that sounds stupid, but it's like, you're like, whoa, hold on. Like, you actually want to look at things and realize, like, yo, like, but it also kind of comes with its, it's way more positive than negative.
Yeah.
The internet is a beautiful place, right? But the internet's a beautiful place, like, to connect us. And like, if you're using it for work and, you guys, what you're doing, like, it's amazing. But just literally sitting there mindlessly scrolling, and then getting into like a YouTube section comment fight, and like all that is so redundant.
Right.
Like I can't do it. It doesn't do it for me. But one of the other things is like my mind's constantly going all the time. So when I'm off the internet and I don't really have anything to distract me, sometimes you just start thinking about real shit like death. Like I just set up my will. Like that's a crazy thing to like go through, you know what I mean? But it's also it gives you peace of mind to know your family's gonna be okay and stuff like that. But it's just like a weird like concept of, oh, now I'm alone with my thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really with my thoughts. And another thing that's scary, dude, is like my whole life has been on the internet. So now that I'm off the internet, there was a long time, and some days I still question and wonder, like, am I relevant? Like, does anybody even care about me? Does And it's like, of course, I have millions of fans all over the world, but the thing is, I can't see them. And then, I live in bumfuck country, man. I moved from LA so I could shoot guns and fucking hang out. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I go to the store and it's Cletus, who's like, hey, Bob, has no idea who the fuck I am. You know what I mean? But I like that. It's given me such a normalcy that I'm glad that I have, but it just makes you kind of question, like, oh, like, is my career over on a Tuesday? But then it's like, I don't know, you go somewhere and like 20 kids are like, oh my God, and you're like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Which is
still got it.
It's interesting because like when you Google your name, when you Google Logic online, one of the first thing that pops up is like, is Logic dead? And so I have to assume that that's just simply a byproduct of you. Like, if you log off social media for a week, there's a significant part of the internet that just thinks that you died at that point.
It's funny though, because I've actually Googled many people and that comes up. I think it's like a weird thing, but I do agree with what you're saying. Yes, people could just think that you disappeared.
Yeah. So confirmed not dead.
I think so.
Okay. Good. We can put that one to bed.
Nice.
Have you listened to Donda?
No, I'm not really into rap.
Okay, there we go. Good answer.
Yeah. So, but I'm sure it's great.
Yeah, I know.
mean,
I did see. Our producer's a huge fan. He sent us some info, and there was you did like on Complex. You did your top 25 albums of all time, and 3 of them were Kanye. So I didn't know if you
love Kanye,
right,
dude. Kanye is like my favorite. I think the issue, not issue. There's no issue with me is that I don't give a shit. Like, and I don't mean that to be rude. I like don't give a fuck. Like, my whole life was rap and who's the number one and who's got the hottest this and that and blah blah blah. Bro, I'm listening to Bowie and like, yeah, I'm just like chilling. Like,
so
yeah.
What are you listening to right now? Give us a list of things that are like you're listening to right now. I like that.
I love Mac DeMarco. He's a shit. I've been listening to a lot of Velvet Underground, Stones. When I do listen to hip hop, Tribe, man. You know, I'm listening to Tribe Called Quest. A lot of classic shit. Modern rap, not so much. One of my favorite rappers ever, his name is Like. He used to be in a group called Pac Div. He's amazing. So it's like, it's not like I don't like, I love rap. I just, when it comes to modern rap and shit, I don't really listen to it, but that doesn't mean that I hate on it. It means that I'm kind of the old head now. So I'm like 31. So I can appreciate it. I totally get it. Those kids doing what they're doing right now is what I did 10 years ago. And there was some dude my age, like, I don't get this fucking Logic guy. This dude ain't black. What the fuck is this shit? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
It's just progression. Yeah.
So when you were growing up, you mentioned like a few artists, Bone Thugs, obviously Ludacris, Biggie. Who were your favorite artists? Like, not necessarily your biggest influences, but like who were you the biggest fan of?
You know what's funny, dude, is like, well, yeah, I mean, Kanye's really up there. I got to tell you, like, it's funny that it's like I haven't even listened to this album and it's not really a thing, but I never really listened to music if I wasn't studying it, like, ever. It was a weird thing. So like all I did was consume hip hop music until I was like 27, 28. Now, mind you, I'd listen to all kinds of music because I'm searching for samples and different, but once again, listen to what I'm saying. Like, it was never really to enjoy, you know, it was always like, oh, how can I flip this guitar? Or how can I do this? Or how can I do that? So I'd go, you know, searching for albums and different vinyls and things like that, but it was always work. So that's why it's like, I feel like I pretty much know, I'm a student and I'm always learning. But when it comes to hip hop, dude, I'm a master. It's my craft. It's what I do. I love it. I dedicated my entire life to it. So now for leisure, unless it's just Midnight Marauders or just some album that, you know, Black on Both Sides, Mos Def, like, just so incredibly, like, I do take great pleasure in it. It's other genres of music, and mainly like indie rock and shit, classic rock.
So where does the enjoyment come in for you? If you look back at your career when you were rapping more frequently, was it like when you create a song and you listen to it back the first time? Is that what gives you that rush where you're like, yes, I feel, I'm proud of this accomplishment? Or, when you hear somebody singing along to your song, when a fan comes up and says what's up to you, like, what was the reward that you got from making it, if you're approaching it from this standpoint of almost like you're putting together a puzzle, listening to all these different samples that you can fit? Like, where's the enjoyment come in for you?
Great question. Yeah, I mean, you really nailed it right there. Like, the process of creating music is the most, it's like euphoric. It's like spiritual. It's weird, man. Like, even to this day, like when I'm in the studio and I'm just rapping on some shit or making a beat or singing, even if I'm strumming a guitar and playing, like, no matter what it is, it's the creative process, because it's something new, it's something different, or it's something familiar, but you're trying it in a different way. My favorite thing about music to this day, I actually hate that I have to release music. It's like a thing. It's weird. It's like, I don't like releasing it because so many people don't get it. They think they do, or they want to say what it is or what it isn't, and then it becomes this thing on Twitter, and it's just like everyone's just herded. My favorite part of music is after I just made a song or dropped a verse or did something really crazy, and my friend or my wife or my producer or my engineer or whatever, or somebody's listening to it for the first time, and they're over there and they're sitting, and I'm like this the whole time, as soon as I hit play, I'm like this. And I'm looking at him. And then there's like a crazy punchline. I'm feeling close to the cliff like Rick Dalton in the booth. And they're like, oh. And they don't even look at me. And I'm like, oh. Like, it's just such an incredible feeling because I didn't fucking make it for some douche on the internet. I made it for myself. I made it for my friends. I made it for the people that understand it, not the people that because I'm fucking hate this, but like a famous person. So everybody just wants to have a say in what's good and what's not, and what's this and what's that. And that's what I mean when it comes to releasing music. That's like the hardest part because, you know, there was times in my career where it's like, I'm in an arena, there's 22,000 people here screaming every lyric of like this really poppin' song I just put out or whatever, something fun. And then you go on the internet and everyone's just shitting on that song. So it's like a really funny dynamic to see real life as opposed to that. So my favorite part is, yes, the creation.
Yeah, I actually think what you just said. So I saw a clip, I think it was Ethan Hawke was talking about it recently, how we as a culture have kind of ruined creative things because it becomes like a competition where like, oh, the Rotten Tomatoes score on this movie isn't good, so like why would we enjoy it? Like, no, you enjoy what you enjoy. Like even us from a podcasting perspective, like some people don't like us. Well, guess what? That's okay. You don't have to like us. It's not for you. You know what I mean? The podcast is not for you. So I do get what you're kind of saying, that like there's a level of like people will just shit on something or make it like, hey, it's not the best of all time, or where does it rank? It's like, that's not what this is about.
It isn't. And I think that's the funny part is like, it's almost like I've had like fans like back when I was on the internet and reading every little thing, like on Reddit, be like, you can tell his heart wasn't in this and blah, blah, blah. And they're like saying all this shit. And I'm like, dude, if my heart wasn't in it, I wouldn't have put it out in the first place. Like, yeah, maybe this is a song about me talking about like smoking dope and counting money on this record. And I'm not talking about introspective, you know, crazy shit like I do over here. But it's just like, bro, I'm multifaceted. I'm a human being. Like, just because I'm rapping about having fun or singing, like, dude, I dropped this. I had a book called Supermarket, and I dropped it a couple years ago, and I did a soundtrack for it. And so it's like this whole like indie rock soundtrack thing, and it's fun. I think it's really good, and I think the music I'm making now is way better. But it's like you have to start somewhere. Mm-hmm. So after being like this top tier rapper, I was like, oh, let me start over here. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I have reverence and love and respect, and I'm a fan of this, but I want to try it. And that's another place where I'm growing, and I get to watch myself get better and sing better and literally like shred on the guitar and like all and learn this thing. And then people are like, sucks. Like, it's just like, right. It's like, okay, like, but at least I'm doing something that I love. Like, isn't it better to do that than I look, you guys do this podcast because you're genuinely passionate about it. I'm sure it makes you some good fucking money too, and that's not bad. But it's like, come on, man. If you didn't want to do it, you wouldn't be doing it. And it's the same reason. Like, I don't know the next time I'm going on tour. You know why? Because I don't fucking feel like it. Mm-hmm. And it's my therapist, she calls it value over fear. It's like, what do you value? Do you value slaving away and having thoughts of like low-key wanting to kill yourself in a hotel room because you're utterly unhappy because you have no personal life whatsoever, and the last 10 years of your life has just been this one thing over and over and over and over and over and over again? Are you just going to continue to do that thing out of fear that you might not be relevant or might not be as rich or might not be as that? Or are you going to value the fact that if you step away from this portion of your life, you will be so much happier, mm-hmm. though you might not be as famous, you might not be as rich. Like, who gives a shit, man? And that's where I had to come to terms with that for myself, because it wasn't good for my mental health, man. Like, it came up. You want to talk about doing something that your heart is in? My heart was in walking away from that shit, not being on stage, rapping a million miles a minute while I'm also like, ribbity hibbity flibbity stibbity. I wonder if the hotel's got a good shower. I can't wait to get the fuck off the stage. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? You got to do what you love, bro.
That's in a very like smaller version of value over fear. I feel like anyone who's gone through their 20s, we're both 36, but anyone who's gone through their 20s reaches that point where it's like, oh, I don't have to go out and drink a million beers. I could maybe just hang out at home, and I would be really happy that I wake up the next day not hungover. Like that's as simple as it is, but it really is like that value over fear, not missing, not being like, oh, I'm gonna miss out on all this shit. I'm gonna be a pussy. I'm gonna do all that. Like, no, I could just be myself.
I mean, you said it, dude. I can't even mic drop. Like, yeah, dude.
It's crazy. Like when I learned that a weekend has 2 like full days in it.
Yeah, right.
And it's not Saturday and then like half of Sunday.
I also think that how old is your kid?
19 months, a year and a half.
Okay, yeah, because I have a 2-year-old and a 3-month-old, and I feel like we're very similar in that adjustment in your brain is happening, which is hard to explain unless you've gone through it.
Unless you've gone through it, 100%. I mean, my son coming into this world was just such a giant change. It's so cliche. Everything they say, all the cliches, they're true. They're true. It's so true. Like, I don't give a shit, man.
Yeah, it fucks your brain up.
I was on the road. Yeah. I just want to do what makes me happy, and what makes me happy is making music when I feel like it, putting it out when I feel like it. My main focus now is acting and film because it makes me happy, and while focusing on writing scripts and acting and setting up movies and producing and all this other shit, I'm spending a cajillion more times than I ever have before, at home with my family. And mind you, I never had a family. I don't have a family. And now I finally do. I've had brothers in the sense of like my homies who I came up with and we're all still close and tight and we work together. But I'm talking about like a blood family. Like I never had that. And now that I have it, and I've worked my whole life for this and made decisions to be the best man that I could hope to be a good dad, what am I going to do? Be like, all right, I got to go hang out with P. Diddy. Like, no, I'm gonna be with my boy.
Yeah. All right. I had 2 other questions.
I would hang out with P. Diddy though.
I was gonna say bad,
you could do both.
Bad
you could
example.
do both. Yeah. Like your son sleeps a lot. I know 19-month-olds. Yeah, they sleep a lot. You could go at like 7 o'clock and go hang out with P. Diddy for a few hours. Okay. Last question. The Roback question. Use code PFT on roback.com for 20% off your first purchase. RHOBACK. Code PFT. They make the best performance polos and the only performance polos we wear. And for our guest today, we're going to gift you a Roback Performance Q-Zip on us. Do you still email with Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Damn, you know what? I should text him. I got his number, but no, I haven't talked to him in a while. It's probably been like a year and a half. I think I just texted him and was just like, hey, man, like, hope you're well. Like, you know, but yeah, no, I haven't really talked to him in a while.
Can you text him at some point, just like when you're watching the Olympics on television and the pool is white, they paint the pool white and the water's clear, but it looks blue. We've been struggling with that for like a week and a half right now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fucks you up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. Is it something in the water?
No, the water's clear.
Know. I thought it was the bottom of the pool, but I was told I was wrong. People are saying it's the lights. I don't fucking know.
I think Neil's the only person that knows.
Yeah, we've had him on the show. We got to get him back on to ask him.
That's funny, actually. Yeah, I have no. I don't know.
All right, and then my other question was, how can you still do a Rubik's Cube fast? Here he goes.
How fast? It's so funny that I have one here.
Oh yeah, that is so funny, so random.
No, I swear to God.
Yeah, right.
Like,
right. Every interview. Yeah, it's right next to your microphone for you to do interviews.
Dude, I swear. All right, let's see here. I'm going.
All right, here he goes. Oh, wow, he's stuck. He's ripping off the stickers. That's not how you do it. Oh.
Hold on. We're almost there.
Almost there.
Not yet. And
this is great podcasting. Yeah, and there it was. So that was like 30 seconds.
I don't know. That is so weird. I swear. It's
so
like
random.
Literally,
yeah.
It is. I promise you. I haven't done a Rubik's Cube in an interview in like 4 or 5 years. That was like my thing. I was like, yeah, bitch, I'm a nerd. Sci-fi raps. Check it out.
Well, you're back now.
That's a pretty solid Rubik's Cube too. Just like we've had a Rubik's Cube expert on the show, and I can tell that's a fast cube. That's not like one that you just buy at a Kmart.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I bought like probably $900 worth of Rubik's Cubes and Speed Cubes, which is actually a lot.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't think about it, but it's like $900. It's like, bro, these things are like maybe $20, like not even.
Right.
For like a speed cube, and like I was so into it, bro. I was so like that's why I'm a freak. Anything I do or get into or love or I'm passionate about, I have to like I obsess over it and I have to master it. I used to do this Rubik's Cube for maybe 8 hours a day. Like I would just do it and do it. My hands would hurt and shit, and I'd be feeling like a old man. Like I had arthritis, and it was like hard to sleep. I have a problem.
Damn. Just my last question. Have you ever? It sounds like you like to make music for yourself as much as for anybody else. Like to scratch whatever creative itch is going on inside your head at that given time. You feel inspired. You want to go create something. You listen to it back. You see somebody else enjoy it, and you're like, "That's great. I'm glad I did that." Have you ever like come up with a really sick song, and just been like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not gonna let anybody else ever listen to this. This is gonna be my song that only I get to listen to. You know, like keep it for yourself.
Yeah, I have thousands of those songs.
That's all. So you should just start saying like, actually, my best stuff that I've ever done, not released. You don't get to hear it.
Yeah, I already say that. Yeah, no. Yeah, man. Because over my career, it's like I've created thousands and thousands of songs, and there's some really great shit. Like even when I was like 18, like that's really good. There's also stuff at 18 that's horrible, but there's some shit that's like, yo, it's just me and this beat and these raps, and this shit is tight, and nobody's ever heard it, and I don't know that they ever will.
Yeah, so how do you decide that? If there's a song that you make that you're really proud of and you know it's a great song, how do you decide, okay, you know what, I'm going to keep this one for myself?
Well, I think today I don't it's weird. It's like I don't really hold on to stuff. So I don't do that now. I think I did it back then because there was something about it that wasn't right to put out. There was some reason that I didn't want it to be out, even though I may have loved it. Maybe it just didn't fit that project. And I'm like, oh, the next one. And then the next one comes and I forgot about it. And then I look back 5 years and I'm like, well, to me, this is dated. Like, I don't even want to, I don't want it now. I don't want anybody to hear it. So that's kind of how it happens. Which you could say still happens to this day, I guess. Excuse me. But I'm not like intentionally holding stuff for myself. Because I think if I am proud of it, I do want the world to hear it, or at least the people that I am making it for, you know, these like-minded individuals that I would hope that they would enjoy it. So
maybe just Martin Shkreli.
Yeah.
Let him pay $3 million for it. It's just...
He might not know who he is.
No, isn't that the Wu-Tang guy?
Yeah, okay, you do. All right, 'cause that was before you
Yeah.
quit the internet.
True, yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, Logic, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Check out Bobby's book, This Bright Future, coming September 7th. So go check it out. Memoir, going to be awesome. And we really appreciate your time, man.
Thank you guys so much for having me. This is really cool. It's so funny because like my homies like all know, and I've just always been like an off the internet kind of guy, and so it's cool to meet you guys. I've heard of you for so long, and it's cool to be here. So thank you for having me. And I just appreciate you asking genuinely dope ass questions. Bean Dad, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Yep.
But
the guy who came on his cats. Yeah, we'll fill you in.
that
Listen,
guy.
just do us a favor. You don't have to go on the internet. Just subscribe to our YouTube and then just walk away from the computer.
No, I do have YouTube. I
Okay,
watch
there you
YouTube
go. All right.
because sometimes I like to watch funny videos, like watching people die inside.
Yeah.
Like episode like 4,000. Like I love that. So I'll subscribe.
Okay. All right.
yeah.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Good to meet you, man.
All right, you guys. Thank you.
Okay, we now welcome on a very good friend of ours, co-worker, also coach. It is Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, off of a huge victory on ESPN2, 7-6, a shootout.
Yeah.
I texted you after the game. I saw that when I was in New Jersey. It's like +8 is a disrespectful line for Coach Prime. So huge first win.
You got to explain to me what that means, because you know I don't know.
I know you don't know. It means that you guys were getting 8 points. So you could have lost by 7 and I still would have won. You won outright, so I was happy. But I think the biggest question, though, coming off the game is, what was the conversation with Gilly after he got your team a 15-yard penalty for spiking a football on a play that actually got overturned and came back anyway?
First of all, I still don't know how we got a penalty because it was after the play.
Right.
And I don't know how we could be penalized after the play, and you can't assess a person on the sideline to us. But what happened was,
you barely know him.
That's what I told the referee. You got to understand, this is true story right here. This is true. The referee came to me and said, your kids all left the sidelines, which I'm assuming that's the penalty because the whole team ran down to the sideline. You can't do that. That's illegal. So I'm getting on my team's butt, just going off on them, just letting them have it. After the game, I get on the plane. And I finally checked my phone. I'm looking at my phone and I'm saying, Gilly spiked the ball? Are you kidding? What? When did that happen? Oh my God. I didn't find out that happened until I was on the plane. I didn't know what happened. So I called Gilly today. I said, Gilly, I talked to the commissioner of the SWAC. You're suspended for 4 games. You can't come back to homecoming, and your spike was horrible.
Yep, it was. It was
spike
bad.
Was horrible.
It was bad.
But you've the good news is that you're mainstream now.
Yeah.
You're trendy.
Yeah,
you're
for sure.
trendy.
It was so funny for people who didn't see. So it was a scoop and score that got called. I actually agree with you that if the call gets reversed and the touchdown doesn't stand, then everything that happens after it shouldn't stand either. Like
Right.
the touchdown didn't exist, so the celebration shouldn't exist because those
Exactly.
go hand in hand. But Gilly is sprinting down the sideline, and then one of the players hands him the ball, and he's literally on the field spiking it. They get a 15-yard penalty. It was very funny. It was very funny.
Hilarious. It was funnier because we know Gilly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what made it funnier because how did you even get in this situation? He said, Brian, he handed me the ball. What am I supposed to do?
So
That's the relationship that Gilly has with our team because he and Wallow spoke to the team before the game.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. Only we can appreciate that because we know Gilly and Wallow.
Oh.
Yeah. And it was very funny. You could see that, like, obviously your team isn't going to give a ball to somebody they don't care about. They care about Gilly because of the impact that he's had and the speeches that he's given. But Gilly was also extremely out of position to begin with on that touchdown. I saw how fast he was running. He's probably pushing like a 6-7 second 40. And
I think Gilly could break 5.
You think so? 5 what? Minutes?
No, I think he could break a 5 flat 40. I really do.
It was raining. It was wet. It was wet. And he didn't have the right cleats on.
But he kept up.
Yeah, he did.
He kept up. I just couldn't believe it happened to find out on the plane that really happened.
Yes.
Yeah. So what about the other big story coming out of it? Your son, we recruited him to go play for you. Grade his performance.
Which one?
Well,
Which one?
I was going to say, Shiloh, my question was, Shiloh, who taught him how to hit? Because it wasn't you.
His dad. Did you see
these? He laid the lumber a couple times during that game when I was like, holy shit,
no,
where did he come from?
At least 3 times.
That wasn't you. You didn't teach him how to hit.
That wasn't me. I taught him everything. I also taught him how to have longevity. See, that doesn't hitting like that is not longevity in the NFL.
Right.
I used to hit like that until I got to the NFL.
Yes, but PFT. So your other son's playing quarterback.
Yeah, grade your quarterback because like he was an impact player. He was going to come in. You guys were going to take the league by storm.
I give him a B-. A B-.
Okay, that's
because
fair.
he, two fumbles. He told me at the halftime. It's funny at the halftime. I'm saying you got your junk straight, because you stuck it up, right? That's the way we talk. He said, okay, I realized that I'm not Lamar Jackson. And we just bust out laughing. He said that at halftime, I realized I'm not Lamar. I said, cool, thank you, let's proceed. But you got to think about it. He was 18 for 24. We had 3 drops, so he would have been 21 for 24. And no turnovers or interceptions or whatever. But some of the reads and some of the plays that he checked us into to get us out of trouble were phenomenal. We missed a couple reads, but overall, I say B-.
Okay, that's not bad for the first time that you get meaningful action in a game.
Yeah.
You said what, like 18 for 24, 3 drops.
3 drops.
Not
At
bad.
least 3 drops.
He's kind of got a cannon on his arm. Like he had a couple throws that impressed me. I was like, okay, this kid can actually sling the ball.
Well, he's very accurate. That's the best thing. He's very accurate. And he's a smart. He wasn't smart keeping the darn ball, trying to be Lamar Jackson yesterday. That was stupid. But other than that, he was great. But the kids played great. Not my kids. The defense was lights out.
Awesome.
Man.
The defense was all over the place.
Dennis Thurman, the whole defensive coaching staff did a phenomenal job. Offensively, we should have put up at least 21, 25, 26 points.
Do you want to say for the record, like, do you want to execute your players after this game?
Hey, you know what to think about? It's getting so bad now we can't even say anything. Like we have to really censor ourselves because you can't even make a mistake. You can't even make a mistake anymore without being persecuted.
Yeah, I just feel like maybe don't say that you're going to kill your players. Anything up to that line.
Well, you can't have. You got to have the personality.
Yes.
Like I could get in the press conference and say, you know what? I wanted the Three Stooges slap my whole team.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could get away with that because that's my personality.
So my other question about the game was, could you see? Because those sunglasses, I don't think you could see. I don't think you were watching the game.
Yeah.
You sure?
I did. I don't know which ones I wore. But they were clean too.
They were awesome. But I was
like, I got a lot of feedback on those glasses, and I guarantee you they probably went over $12.
Oh man, those were good. Those look good. Those look good. So
thank you.
You also the Coach Prime documentary finished last week. Everyone should go watch it. It's on YouTube.
I love it.
It was awesome. It was great.
Dana Beers
and
the whole crew put it. They did a great job.
That's what I was going to ask because it's an awesome documentary. If you basically everything that we miss about Hard Knocks, they did well with Coach Prime. Like you get to see an embedded camera staff with the team all year long, everything that's going on. And there's going to be another season, so it's going to keep going. So it's worth it to get invested in it. But yeah, is there ever a time where you're like, the Beers guy is running this? Like, are we sure it's going to be okay?
A few times doing the editing, I text Sam, my guy here, and when he was chugging, we'll just pause in the middle, and I text him and say, "This is our producer.
Yes,
this is the guy that we're dependent on right now."
Are you concerned about his roller coaster ballooning like weight? Sometimes he'll show up and be like,
he's a good man here.
Yep.
Here in Jackson, Mississippi, he's a good man. Like when you guys get a hold of him, you guys just tear him to shreds. I start hearing from Mama. I call her Mama Beers. His mom calls me and say, "We gotta do something. We gotta do something." But here, he's a whole different guy.
I like that. So what else we got planned for this season? I mean, obviously 1-0. What's is he here? Right here?
Yeah.
Hey,
there
Dana.
he is. Hey, Dana, you look great.
Dana, credit to me.
He just got finished talking about you, so he's saying you look great now. He just got finished talking about you.
Well, no, I want to say to Dana, I'll say it to his face. Credit to me, Dana. Yeah, watch out, your tits are popping.
That's a bad angle.
Yeah, that's a bad angle.
Credit to me, Dana. I just asked Dion about Coach Prime, and I didn't call you an alcoholic.
You know what?
I'm not doing this.
Credit to me.
I'm not doing this.
Credit to
Dana,
me.
Dana, come back.
He's not a drunkard.
You know what he looks like? Bring him back on camera just for 1 second.
Credit to me.
Just come back on camera.
He cut the mullet for us.
Look, he looks like if Alexander Ovechkin got stung by bees.
You got hit with a shovel.
Doing this
Someone hit you with a shovel last night?
Can you not badger my producer? We want people to respect the doc. Come on, man. Good Lord.
We love Dana. I love Dana. But he's a mess. You know he's a mess.
Yeah.
He's not a mess.
He's a
good
lovable
man.
mess.
He's a good man.
So Tennessee State next week. What are we feeling?
Eddie George.
Yes.
Eddie George.
Yes, that's right.
Coach Eddie George. It's another big classic. It's going to be huge. Evening game. I'm excited. I'm really excited about the possibilities. I really am. I can't wait. We're actually going up early. We're going up Thursday evening after practice. And I'll probably take the kids to a movie. I'll do some recruiting Friday and get ready to get down Saturday.
All right.
Okay, nice.
Love it. There was one other part of the game I want to ask you about. Have you talked to your band after the game about like, hey, maybe let's not play music when we're inside our own 20 and we're trying to run a play? I think you got 2 delayed games because your band was playing.
This is the things that's why I'm so thankful that we got a documentary by Barstool and Coach Prime, because you get to hear all the realness of this, how we felt when we like, what is wrong? It's so many things that you have no idea that it's a first here. Like a lot of this stuff, talking to the band, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a first. about, hey, you can't play when we have the ball and we're inside the 10-yard line. You can't go challenging the other band when we have the ball. Secondly, another first. This is going to blow your mind. This is going to blow your mind, Dan. This is the first time in the history of Jackson State that the kids have had the names on the back of the jerseys.
Oh, the jerseys look clean. The helmets were awesome.
This is the first time. We have several different helmets, several different uniforms, but this is the first that the kids had their name on the back of the jersey.
That's cool.
And there's no one else in HBCU has their names on the back of the jersey. And I don't know why. I'm like, extra $5 each man.
Yeah.
Before we get it up to really bless these kids.
Yeah, and I saw also Strahan hooked everyone up with suits.
Yes.
You guys,
We're clean.
mean, it really, you see it. We're filming it right now. You look good. You feel good. Like you embody it because your team looks
We're
good.
about it. Stray did a great job with Smack Entertainment, the management company, Constance and the crew. They had us looking good, man. We got off that plane, and Under Armour does their job. We've taken this thing to new heights, and we're just gonna keep going and going. And just the exposure that you guys are giving us is phenomenal, man.
I
no
love
one
it.
gets this.
Yeah.
No one gets this. We love it.
By the way, your band. So Jackson State did technically lose the Battle of the Bands because I don't know if you saw. Well, I don't know if you saw it. Florida A&M. They simulated dunking a basketball at halftime. It was fucking sick. It was awesome.
Their band is legendary now.
Yeah.
You do know the Marching 100. They're legendary.
It was awesome.
So the Sonic Boom, we didn't lose, did we? Don't tell me that.
If you look up this clip, it was so cool what they did with the basketball. It was so cool. I'm sorry.
I don't believe it. I thought I saw a 305 on the.
It's okay. You guys get better. You know, there's room to get better. It's good. You put it on tape.
Well, only one band forced 2 false starts this weekend.
That's true. That's true.
They can't claim that.
Yeah, that is true. The impact.
You guys actually got it in the stat book. The first band to ever do that.
That is true. You know what? I'm gonna get to it before you guys get to it. I'm really liking Green Bay. I really am.
To win the Super Bowl?
I'm really liking Green Bay. I'm really liking
Josh Allen.
No.
Baker Mayfield.
They're not ready. Oh, definitely not. I'm really liking Baltimore for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really liking Kansas City because they're upset and they're going to be a lot more focused.
There's got to be something. If Baker Mayfield, if the Cleveland Browns win the AFC North this year, you have to get, like, I don't know. You have to actually, you know what? You'll have to dress in full pads with a Baker Mayfield. Like, we'll get you a full Browns thing.
I won't
you
do that,
do it.
but I will wear a Baker shirt.
No, you'll wear a jersey.
You'll
wear a jersey with full pads, and we'll tackle you.
I'm not going to wear full pads.
Yeah.
Only way I'm wearing full pads, I'm actually playing in the game and I'm getting compensated.
Actually, that was my last question. Have you, so the sideline's awesome. You have T.O.'s out there. I saw Chad Johnson out there.
Devin
Hester, I saw, yes, in the locker room.
Revis was by. Ed Reed was by. It don't stop.
Have you thought of, have any of them asked you, hey, Coach Prime, can we just put a jersey on me and a fake name and let me get out there for a minute?
You mean like the high school team?
Yes.
Bishop Sycamore.
Yes. Have any of them asked that?
True story. Last year when I was coaching high school, we had a game scheduled against Bishop Sycamore.
Oh, wow.
And they had to get out of it. They couldn't make the travel plans or whatever, but we had a game scheduled against Bishop Sycamore. I'm glad we didn't make it.
Yes.
I'm glad everything fell through.
Yes.
Because they probably would have been playing against my dad.
Yes.
Yeah, you would have smashed him, though.
And he's not alive.
Yes. Yeah, they have the fake records. Everyone's out there. I would have, I have a feeling Chad Johnson has maybe said something. And T.O. being like, let me just get out there. I'll wear a different jersey. No one will know. Maybe not the ESPN2 games.
T.O. would do it.
Yeah, T.O. would do it.
T.O. I said T.A. T.O. would do it. Speaking of T.O., and he's not one of the guys, but my phone don't stop for Rough and Rowdy.
Yeah.
Snoop.
Yes.
Snoop call. We got to take this thing to another. We got to have a Rough and Rowdy meeting because all my guys want in.
And Pac-Man wants to square up against Ocho Cinco now.
Yeah.
He said he was glad that they didn't fight the first time.
We can't let that happen. We can't fight each other.
Yeah, and credit to your guy Pac-Man. I went to his hotel suite and I got my $1,000.
Oh, Pac is stand-up guy.
Yeah, I walked in. It was very awkward, but I walked in. Asked for $1,000 and he gave it to me. And we took a picture. We took a shot. It was a great time.
You mean it was awkward because you was a minority?
Yeah, well, it was. Also, it's just weird to walk in and ask someone who just lost a fight, like, "Hey,
brother,
can I get $1,000?"
Can you give me that $1,000?
Yeah.
Hey, brother, can you give me that grand, please?
Yeah, like I won, you lost. Give me that $1,000. No, yeah.
Hank is a stand-up guy, though. I'm pretty sure he just forked it right over.
Yeah, no, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. But yes, we will. All right, well, Coach Prime, we'll have you back on a bunch this year. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you.
Everyone
guys
go
are
check
awesome,
it out.
man.
Yeah, everyone go check out Coach Prime on YouTube. Watch it. It seriously is unbelievable. I can't believe the Beers guy is behind
Beers guy's good.
Yeah,
the Beers guy's pretty
he
darn
is very good.
Keep him away
When
from
he's
the
focused,
catfish.
He cannot be touched when he's focused.
Yeah, no, he's very good. It's just crazy that you're like, all right, he's the Beers guy, and he put together like an incredible documentary. But yeah,
he's the Beers by night.
Yeah,
but I call him Dana Dane by day.
It's like Clark Kent and Superman.
Yes.
He's actually the only person that's moved to Mississippi and gotten rid of a mullet. So you're doing some kind of magic on him.
Yeah. That is a great statement.
All right. Well, thanks so much.
Okay. And I hear he's dating a sister, but that's not. You didn't hear that from me.
Okay.
All right, Dana.
Like there you go.
All right, guys.
Love it. Dion is brought to you by our great friends over at Noom. We love to get into shape on this podcast. We're all getting in shape right now. Hank's in shape. Hank's working out a lot. Billy's getting back in shape after losing 25 pounds of muscle mass. I'm starting to get in shape. Big Cat's been wearing black T-shirts, losing some weight. We're all going to be hot, guys. It's going to be a good fall for the guys at Pardon My Take. And with the power of Noom, it is helping us do it. Noom is different. It's not the standard approach to weight loss that's mostly about crash diets. Noom is psychologically based. So what does that mean? Instead of setting a strict set of rules, Noom empowers you with the knowledge to build smarter, more sustainable habits and behaviors. Uses a cognitive behavioral approach. You can focus on the why instead of the what to change your relationship with eating. Everyone's journey is a little bit different, so Noom customizes a program for you based on your personal goals. What does that mean? Well, it means, again, no food is totally off limits. Keep eating foods that you love while learning to maintain a healthier balance. An off day is totally okay. It won't set you off course. Noom gently helps you get back on track. Here are the stats. More than 80% of users complete the program. More than 60% of users lose 5% or more of body weight, and 60% of them keep the weight off for a year or more. That's really good. Most people, they go on the roller coasters. They get off the diet, they get on. They get off the diet, they get back on. Noom has published over 25 peer-reviewed scientific journal articles about the science that goes into their approach helping people achieve a healthier way of life. Sign up for your trial. Get psychologically based support and motivation to reach your goals at noom.com/PMT. That's noom.com/PMT.
All right, let's wrap up. We've got guys on checks. We'll be back on Friday. Sucks that Brooks' match got canceled, but that will happen.
I'm just glad that he's alive.
Same with me. All right, Hank.
If your boss is not providing you what you need to complete your job, what is the best way to go to their boss to advise them of this, but at the same time without your boss finding out it was you who went above them?
That's a good question.
Billy,
that's tricky.
You can say it to me. He wasn't listening. Billy, would we all agree that Billy would definitely go above us?
I think Billy would say go on your boss's podcast and then talk to them about the issues and make it public. That way it's transparency.
I would say, this is impossible.
Wait, do people do anonymous letters anymore?
HR?
What about just no? HR, I don't trust HR. HR is spies.
Here's what I would do. And this is kind of a life lesson for anything. If you want to say something, just walk by that person and sigh really loud in their ear. And then they basically have to ask, what's up? And then you're like, well, since you asked, I hate my boss and you should fire them.
That's not a bad idea. Or learn how to throw your voice. Be a ventriloquist. Walk by and then
that's good,
from across the room be like, hey, Mary really sucks ass.
Yeah.
And then be like, oh, who said that? Well, I guess it's true. Mary does suck ass.
Yes, I like that.
Hi, Big Cat and PFT. My condolences to Fat Larry 6.
No. I disavow your condolences. I rescind them. I take them back.
I am being considered for a promotion to a manager position and have an interview coming up soon. I think I have a good chance to land the job, but I think my company could see me as too young. What are some tips you guys could give me to let the bosses know I'm mature enough for this position?
All right. Rule number 1 in the interview, use my old trick, which is just say, my understanding is, before you start any sentence. It automatically makes you sound 10 times smarter. Never say, I think or I thought. Just say, my understanding is. And people will be like, damn, that person is good at business.
Or studies say.
Yeah, many studies
say.
It just came out that.
Yes, right. So just breaking news.
Whatever you do, don't try to use your youth as an advantage and propose it that way, or your bosses might think that you're old shaming them.
I mean, the real
we don't think it. We knew it.
the real answer is you don't want to become a manager.
Right.
Like, just everybody out there right now, just stay in the same job that you're at right now.
Live life and enjoy it.
Yeah,
Yes.
new experience is very overrated in the office.
I worked at an apartment complex that knew the entire building would flood, but wanted us to lease the apartments anyways without telling anyone.
Oh.
I quit because I can't lie like that and didn't align with my moral compass.
Good for you.
Now I'm having trouble getting another job because I don't want to trash talk my old company so it looks like I'm just a quitter. I don't know how to explain why I quit without saying they're scumbags. How would you explain quitting in that situation?
Say they're scumbags. It's your old. If they're actual scumbags, say they're scumbags. Then you that's. I think you're telling the truth.
Sounds like they're not a team player, Big Cat.
If they were truly scumbags and they were like, we're gonna just rent this and hope everyone gets flooded and not care, say that.
I think you just have to rebrand yourself. You just have to say, like, I was a whistleblower. If you call yourself a whistleblower, then they'll be like, wow, thank you for your service.
Yeah, just go and be like, I got blackballed, straight up.
You and Blake Bortles, both.
I'm straight out of college and still learning the ropes every now and then. I'm still learning the ropes, and every now and then I'll accidentally make a mistake. My boss will try giving me a lesson, but tries to play it off like he doesn't care about the mistake, but I can tell he cares a lot.
It definitely does.
So his lessons just come off very passive-aggressively. I'm a man and don't need this passive-aggressive shit. How can I get my boss to realize he just either needs to yell at me like he means it or completely play it off like it's a joke? No in-between passive-aggressive stuff.
Okay, I like where this guy's head's at, because this dude obviously used to play football.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm sick of somebody trying to like explain to me in a constructive manner how to just scream at me. That's how
just yell at me.
learn.
Call me an asshole.
Yeah, so I think what you need to do is you need to act like a football player that needs to be disciplined. So you just have to you almost have to start it at your boss and just let your boss hear you cuss. If it's at your computer, you have to be like, God damn it, and then hope that he hears that, and then hope that he kicks into football coach mode.
If you go up to him and just tell him hey, I respond well to discipline and hard coaching, either he's going to do that or he's going to try to fuck you. But at least it'll get solved.
All right, last one. This is actually not really Guys on Checks related, but it's football related. Hey, everyone, I'm in this huge predicament. My flag football league at my college only has 3 people in it, and the first game is next Wednesday.
What?
I just recently transferred here and figured they would at least have more than 3 people, including myself. I just want to run routes and throw some dimes competitively, and I'm upset I'm not going to be able to do it. You guys have anything that will help me cope with this loss? Appreciate you guys. Football is officially back.
It sounds like your friends are losers.
He doesn't have friends.
Yeah, but 3 people. Was it 3 people?
No, yeah, but I think
3 people in the whole school. He thought he was going to sign up for intramurals. And meet friends.
Yeah. He not only doesn't have friends, but he went to a loser school.
Yeah, you need to transfer out of Williams immediately because that place is not meant for football.
Toxic. It's toxic to your growth.
It's honestly can you imagine attending a school that only had 3 people that wanted to play football at it?
Insane.
Not for me.
Not me.
I would feel unsafe in that environment.
That sucks. I don't really know what. I don't know what you do.
I would say, depending on how hard you want to try, you could be the Naismith of your school.
True.
You could start making some flyers, banging on doors, being like, hey, you guys want to play? Because there's got to be more people at the school who feel the same way.
Yeah.
But they're just not vocalizing it.
They need a leader.
They need a leader.
They need somebody to speak up.
Right.
Billy?
They may have a tackle football team.
Oh.
You could look at.
Yeah, you could look for that.
Play actual football?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. But yeah, they
Pretty
do.
much
They
the
need
same
a leader.
commitment.
Yeah, they need a leader. That sucks. 3 people for an entire intramural league?
He might have
How's
just
that even possible?
I feel like he just signed up for the wrong thing. Or
Yeah, what are you... Is he at a school with 20 people? That's
What's
bizarre.
the email address? Is it at EDU?
It's a text message, so I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. Does he go to Slippery Rock? He goes to Slippery Rock. That school? Where is it?
Which
Utah?
one is that?
Utah. Maybe.
What about Reed? Do you go to Reed,
Reed
College? You
yeah.
smoking? You got a drug problem? You addicted to drugs?
Yeah, addicted to drugs. Yeah, drug problem.
You do drugs a lot?
Sex problem. All right, numbers. Or Billy, you got any recap?
Now we're pretty good.
All right, perfect.
86.
Clean show.
Clean.
97.
8.
18.
69.
69. Oh. 57. Damn. So close.
Hippos sweat blood.
What?
Is that true?
It's red substance that they sweat, and it looks like blood.
That's sick.
That is pretty cool. Love you guys.
That's so sick. Yeah.